And a very special hello and welcome to the semi-final encounter of the BCA T20 Cup. It's Wanderers, the only undefeated team in this tournament, going up against Carlton, who have been looking in good touch. We've got two excellent teams here on show. We've just had the power play completed, 39 for 3. Carlton were in those overs. I'm joined by Shane Jones, my analyst sitting in for today. Shane, how are you doing, man?
I'm great, Nikhil. Beautiful day here at the Wanderers Cricket Ground in Darrells Road, and a good contest on the way.
Jair Mccallister is bowling some wrath pace and really an aggressive bowler. Shane, Wanderers winning the toss, electing to bowl first. Was that a surprise to you, seeing the conditions?
Well, a bit of a surprise, because I know when you get to this stage of most competitions, you like to have runs on the board, and at the amateur level, scoreboard pressure is a real thing. But I guess they are confident chasing and they have a plan, so they stuck to their plan. Really
excited to see how Wanderers can rattle this deep Carlton body lineup. And this one, flashed. You do not want to be out there, but it's very interesting because Wanderers have had a really good start with the ball. How, in those power play overs, Shamar Springer, who had looked really good, striking a lot of boundaries, targeted the likes of Nikolai Charles, hit him for 2 sixes in 1 over. How do you think Wanderers came back with the ball to take 3 wickets?
Well, I believe they stuck to their guns, especially young Niles. He had a couple sixes hit off of him, but he stuck to his plan. He got the wickets, got a couple of wickets, and also he removed Springer from Ian Boyce. So anytime you come onto the power play for a couple of wickets, that's well done.
Jair Mccallister is really ramping up the pace here. And on this wicket, I'm sure that's what you want to be doing, hitting the deck very hard. Did you get a chance to take a look at the surface?
Didn't get a chance to take a look at it this morning, but it seems as same old Wanderers, very hard, brown wicket, no grass on it, but good for cricket, as most people like to say.
Mccallister's done extremely well, apart from the run-out chance there, but apart from the 1 or 2 loose deliveries, he really bowls well. So very aggressive. Either he's very short or he challenges the batsman on a good length. Especially on this surface. You mentioned that no green grass on it to assist a bowler. So as a bowler, how do you maximize the surface?
Well, Wanderers having short square boundaries, we would like to get a ball on a ball with a relatively good length. There's little margin for error here, so you definitely have to hit area as well, unless you could put away quite.
He does bowl short, and he uses the surface, especially the one at Wanderers, very well. Gets the majority of his wickets there. And Wanderers picked up some early crucial wickets. You look at McKeel Marshall, who scored a 50 against the Barbados defence force earlier, a 40 against Yorkshire. He was on in the third. Nikolai Charles bowled him, a full delivery, looking to hit that one down the ground, mid on and mid off, up in the circle, and unfortunately it was the quicker delivery, slid onto him, and he was rushed for pace.
Yes, correct. Nikolai Charles has been known to do that for many years. That's basically his claim to fame here, that slider. Not a huge spin of the ball, but the ball to slide on to the right-handers. That's really his top ball, his go-to ball when he's under a bit of pressure, and he used it to his advantage here today.
Yes, then we had, I believe it's Tariq Shori, who was then the next batsman to go, and then finally Shamar Springer. Just before we started our stream, a big wicket for Carlton. How big of a wicket, the magnitude of that wicket, do you think it is? Because you had an inset batsman like Shamar Springer scoring so free on this ground. Now you have 2 new batsmen at the crease.
Correct. That was a huge break for the Wanderers team. As you mentioned, Shamar Springer was definitely looking in good flight and good flow today. But losing a wicket like that was really good for Wanderers, because you have a Marlon Welcome Goodman who's really neither here or there, and then a fresh Naeem Young at the crease.
Well, they're both extremely capable. Welcome Goodman, he scored some runs in this tournament. But as you said, he's very capable, but I found he just gotten the starts in this tournament, but hasn't been able to get going. So could this be his day? And then Naeem Young, who obviously very talented, playing with the West Indies under 19 setup. So really a lot of work to be doing. But what's interesting to me is Dominic Drakes. I've seen him in the last couple of games since he's returned from CPL duty. That's a good shot in the gap, and Wanderers are going to get a lot of purchase for those strokes. A fast outfield, an excellent release of pressure by Welcome Goodman.
Yes, definitely Marlon Welcome looking to open his share. He's probably thinking he's been scoring a bit too slow. He's playing a lot of low cricket. He knows the score he has to get here at Wanderers, and unfortunately, so he will start to open up now.
Oh, that's an excellent shot. Don't bother running that straight as an arrow. Wakes up somebody straight of the boundary there, and this is excellent batting from Marlon Welcome Goodman.
Yeah, definitely good strike hitting. He was always good strike of the ball. Marlon, as I mentioned earlier, he's not going to open his arms. He knows that he was batting a bit slow. Maybe he's not gotten to the pace of the wicket, and he's taking a liking to Boyce here. Boyce a bit too full on that occasion, but just needs to pull back his length to try and quell the efforts of Welcome Goodman.
He's bowling around the wicket, probably to get that angle into Marlon Welcome Goodman. What do you think about that approach from Ian Boyce?
Well, most off spinners know in the limited overs format of the game, and even the red ball format, try to start the ball straight to the left-handers to reduce the arms. Most left-handers tend to be very good square of the wicket, so probably try to start it, but it gives you small margin for error in terms of your length. If you miss the length, coming around the left-hander, you will punish by any competent batsman.
He's bowled in every single match for Wanderers this year. He's picked up only 5 wickets, but what he's done well for who was prior to this for all the other matches, he's bowled very economical. Now, I just mentioned, Shane, the loss of Craig Brathwaite. Wanderers, out of the team today, they've got Shane Mosley out, Craig Brathwaite and Raymond Reef for 3 big misses, and for Carlton, they've got Kyle Mears. Now, as a team, talk to me about both sides. How do you rebound from losing the magnitude and the caliber of those type of players?
Well, with Wanderers now, losing those 3 players are a bit of a big loss, especially the fact that Craig was actually scoring runs at a decent clip. With respect to Carlton, Kyle Mears is not only a good player, but he's a good leader on the side. He's really developed into a good leader, and it will be interesting to see how they manage themselves, especially if they get into a bit of a tight situation later on in the game. So both teams have something to miss, and that has evened the contest somewhat, knowing that they're missing their quote-unquote main men.
Jerry Mccallister back into the attack, and what you mentioned about Craig Brathwaite, not only has he done it with the bat, I think he adds to all 4 facets of the game, because I'll start with the fielding. He's an excellent fielder. We know, obviously, West Indies opening batsman, he'll always give you something with the bat, and in games he's even put himself down the order when Wanderers were chasing big scores, etc. But the bowling aspect of things, he's bowled his 4 overs for a spit, as the Bajan parlance likes to say. And Mccallister is bowling a really good length here to challenge these Carlton batsmen. They've got to run quickly. But Craig Brathwaite, the bowling especially, and then of course his leadership. For a team that's used to facing to be under him for the entire tournament, you have a leader now like Diego Stewart. How easy is it to transition for a player now to being under Diego Stewart?
Well, Diego Stewart is what we like to call him Barbados a club man. He is captain one for many years. And also have other leaders on the team. It's not only one that's just the captain on paper. You have Kurt, you have Primus, and even have Nicolai Charles. So you have a lot of leaders that in and about the team that can, could shepherd this Wanderers team to the final. So it's the same for Carlton as well. You have guys like Marlon Welcome, you have Tariq Shorey, who has captain Carlton, you have Matthew Jones. So these guys, neither team lacks good leadership on the field.
And then, of course, in terms of Wanderers, I'll get back to that after this ball. He's really been in that channel, tried to bowl back of the length deliveries. And he's really have to be tight in terms of the line, because otherwise on this surface, as we've seen sometimes, the batsman go with you and you get 4 runs.
Correct. Well said. His length has been pretty good, just strained on the leg side on that occasion, Mccallister. But you can clearly see he has a plan to bowl it on that, well, it was a 3/4 length and straight at the batsman. He's satisfied with giving away a single, and that's the plan one working with him.
Well, as we just saw, the fans are out in their numbers. Not as many as we had last week for the Empire Clash, but I'm expecting a lot more to come up. Or, of course, if you're not able to come to the ground, you can join us here on the stream as you're doing already. But, Shane, we were speaking about the absences. What about the advantage for Wanderers? You lose 3 practically West Indies players, because that's why they're not able to play because of West Indies duty. For those that don't know, they're going to make their way to New Zealand in a couple of days' time. But you've got Jonathan Drakes coming in, who's an excellent player. He's played regional cricket before, and he's done extremely well in this tournament. He was nursing an injury and finally been cleared to play, so he's coming back in. And then you've got Kurt Edwards, who we know has been a West Indies Test captain and has done a lot for this club as well. How lucky are Wanderers to have that sort of squad depth?
Well, definitely, you call the right word there. That's depth, and not many clubs have that that advantage of having regional and international cricketers leaving, and then cricketers with regional and international experience to come back in. So that's to their advantage.
Wanderers the only undefeated team in the tournament. Oh, this is attempted pull shot. It comes off the top edge. And that's going to go into the boundary for another boundary. So we see how the pace of Mccallister works to the advantage of Welcome Goodman. Didn't time it at all.
Oh, definitely. Well, when you're fighting fire with fire, these things tend to happen. But as I said, Marlon Welcome looking to open up his shoulders. And in this situation here, Jerry Mccallister is much of an attacking bowler, so to speak. So you would account for runs that would be given here against him. But I'm sure Diego is looking for him to get Marlon Welcome or even Naeem Young. Just break this partnership up, because this partnership can be dangerous if these two get going.
He really hits the ball, or tries to hit the ball extremely hard, goes at it with hard hands, and you saw that just now. To his fortune, he got 4. Wow, that's an excellent delivery by Jair Mccallister. It was short and quick, and unfortunately Marlon Welcome Goodman seems a bit shaken up, and you hear the crowd cheering him on. Jair Mccallister, that's an excellent delivery.
Yeah, he's definitely up in pace. He was not pleased with that previous top edge that went for. Marlon Welcome Goodman, even watching him closely from the previous overs from Jerry Mccallister, he seemed very uncomfortable with the short ball. They had an instance where Mccallister bowled a short ball at him and he was down on his back, ducking from the ball. Another instance where the ball was on the length and he kind of started to duck in between because he thought it was short. I don't know if it's a case where he's not picking up the ball, but the pace of Jerry Mccallister definitely has him rattled.
Well, Jair Mccallister, for sure, without a doubt, is one of the fastest bowlers in this competition. How much have you seen of Mccallister, and how impressed have you been with him and his development? I know he went to Australia and put in some work there, but to see him back home now, playing for Wanderers, a club that's really brought him out to the local front, in terms of the paces that he's able to reach and the lengths that he bowls, how impressed are you?
Well, I've seen him a couple years now. This is probably about the third year I've seen him playing on the local arena. He was a bit of an unknown when he came about. He, just raw pace, still has it. But I'm finding now he has a bit more control. Well, this is a lot more control than he had before. It was a lot of balls down the leg side, and the lengths were very inconsistent. But from what I'm seeing here today, his control has improved a lot, and I guess that working with Ricky Clark and then his stint in Australia probably has helped him to grow as a player. I believe he has a lot to offer to not only to Wanderers cricket but to Barbados cricket, and it is a rarity in Barbados cricket right now, finding someone that's fast, genuinely fast. Since Tino and Fidel, we haven't really produced a lot of 90-mile-an-hour bowlers, and we really think that we need to get back into that, looking for those 90-plus bowlers. They're very important to our cricket.
Well, Nikolai Charles, the leg spinner, of course, picking up the crucial wicket of Mikhail Marshall early on. It's back into the attack, change of end for him. Pulls that one down, and just tucked into the leg side. Welcome Goodman, he still doesn't have on his helmet. I think that one definitely would have shaken him up. And if you're a batsman, how do you really clear that, compartmentalize, and clear that out of your mind to get going again?
Well, definitely. What he did there was very interesting. He took the helmet off, probably cleared the mind a bit, got a drink of water. Just slow down the game a bit so that he won't be a bit rushed and rattled, but to slow down the game, get someone come on, drink a bit of water, cool him down, and just refocus, because at this time now, you don't need for him to do anything rash and get out, especially as a Carlton supporter or as a Carlton captain. He needs to be there for them at this point to take them to that 150-plus score.
61 for 3. Now, in terms of the run rate, they're just going at about 6.5. They've lost 3 wickets, and they probably this pair has probably done well to consolidate in the meantime. But you mentioned that 150 and above score. What does the Carlton batsmen need to target in the next 10 overs if they're to get that score?
Well, at this point in time, I think they're going quite well. At the halfway stage, if you're 60 on a wicket like this, I think you're well on your way. But as you said, it's about shifting gears. It's about running your runs hard. It's about looking to put the ball in the gaps and turning ones into twos. And then when you get down from over number 15 to 20, is then when you're ready to say, okay, especially if you have wickets in hand, to put the pressure on and really push for that 150-plus score. But right now, it's about running hard and putting away the bad balls.
So they've got some batting to come. And I mentioned Dominic Drakes. Shane, 64 and 28 deliveries against Yorkshire. So he definitely can hit the ball and hit it much like that. That's creamed down to Roshan Primus at the cover.
Yes, definitely. They have a lot of depth. You have Dominic Drakes, you have Matthew Jones, so they have a lot of hitters in the bottom there for Carlton. But as I say, you don't want to give them too much to do. You want to give them just enough that when they come to the crease, it's just one job, and that's the goal.
Charles has done extremely well thus far in his what's going to be third over. You saw a hint of deception there by Welcome Goodman there. He tried to come across his stumps before Charles released the ball, probably to throw him off. But in the end, Charles sticking to his guns, and that ends what is the, just going to get that for you, the 10th over at the halfway stage, 63 for 3. Now, surely that if these two can probably back to the 13th over, Carlton have got a platform in the end to go big.
Yes, definitely. This is a good platform for Carlton, but I would say on a whole, it's a good cricket game we have on our hands. 64 for the nature of the kit. As you said, the outfield is very fast, but either way right now, it's an even contest. It's an even contest. I would say usually in the second half of the innings, the batting team tends to increase their scoring, so I would say that they're on their way to their 150 plus score.
Just we saw the scorecard there. Really interesting. But how important, what's the importance of getting those 3 early wickets?
It was very important, I must say. They have a partnership now of about 30 odd or just under 30 odd on, but the
27.
27. But 3 early wickets is always important in defending a total, so to speak, if you're bowling first, because you're in T20 cricket, your best batsman always bat 1, 2, 3. So if you got out Shamar Springer, you got out Tariq Shuri, who we heard was striking the ball well this year. So it's a situation where Wanderers will be pleased, but they're not comfortable. They're not going to rest on their laurels and say, okay, we have done enough. They're going to go and push hard for a couple more wickets to try and put Carlton on the back foot and try to reduce them to a score of around 120, 130, because they would say, okay, well, we can get that here.
Well, you know they say, Shane, when you pick 3 wickets in any power play, you've done extremely well. But I must credit the Carlton batsman as well, because you got a mature guy like Marlon Welcome Goodman assessing the situation. And, I mean, Wanderers have bowled well. You have Mccallister, he's completed 3 so far. Yes, he's gone at 7 runs and over, but he's picked up 1 wicket. But I think just the maturity to assess the situation and know that they cannot lose another wicket until the 10th over. Not a lot of partnerships. Springer and Shuri had to start, but then we see Welcome Goodman and Young aware of the situation and a 27-run partnership.
Correct. What you're saying is quite correct, Nikhil. But what I believe Marlon is telling to himself is that he can always catch up. He knows he has the power, he has the ability to ramp up the scoring and score at above 120, 130 run rate, strike rate, sorry. So he's definitely setting himself up for something big in this second half. So probably you will see the next 3 to 4 overs, he'll probably open up a bit more, try to be a bit more aggressive with the bat, and then leaving a platform for, as you said, the hitters of Matthew Jones and Dominic Drakes to put the icing on the cake, so to speak.
Before I take my leave, Shane, talk to me about Jordan Els. He's bowled 2 overs, he's bowled a maiden, and it's just gone for 10 runs whilst picking up the wicket. How crucial has he been to the entire Wanderers bowling performance?
Very crucial. I believe as a young guy coming in to the team, filling the big boots of the West Indies cricketers, he's done a good job. I've known of him for a little while now, played against him once or twice, and he's a very steady bowler. And he did his job. You could tell the occasion was not too big for him. He stuck to his guns, and he got his rewards. So this was very good for Wanderers, and it's also a plus for Wanderers the fact that he did his job, because they put less pressure on the captain than having to look for a 5th or a 6th bowler to bowl his overs, so to speak.
Well, if you utilized 5 overs, you would expect Primus, who's about to bowl his 2nd, and Niles to bowl in those death overs and pick up a lot of Carlton wickets. But they've done well thus far. Both teams, I would say, the game is pretty poised and in the balance, but it's these next 10 that are so crucial and can really impact the game. Shane, it was great to be alongside you. I'm going to let Anthony Merritt come in, and you guys will have a discussion. I'm off to do an exam, but hopefully I'll be back very soon, Shane. So
likewise, Nikhil, all the best in your exam. Hope you ace it. Oh, we having a ball here by Rashawn Primus. A wide ball outside the off stump and was chased by Marlon Welcome Goodman. This is not a good start back for the Wanderers outfit. Primus here has an experienced player, someone playing regional cricket, playing CPL. Really know that bowling a ball in a T20 game or a limited overs fixture is a no-no. So we'll see what Marlon Welcome do Goodman here now would do with this free hit he has. So no advantage taken to the free hit. So I'm joined here by young Anthony Merritt. He will do some analytics here with me now on the stream. Anthony, what do you see going on here? How do you take your game? You were there watching the game. So what do you think is going on here today?
I think firstly, good afternoon to all our listeners and everybody watching. Good afternoon to you, Shane. I think Wanderers would probably be very happy with the position that they're in right now. As we see four there to welcome Goodman, play it down to third man. With them only being 64 for 3 at the halfway stage, I think that's a pretty good start, especially with the way how the wicket seems to be playing. It seems a good wicket to bat on the outfield. The ball seems to be running away. So if Carlton are going to get a competitive score here, they're going to have to go very hard here in these next 10 overs.
Well, definitely. Well said. As we know, a lot of runs tend to score at Wanderers because of the dimension of the ground. You have some short square boundaries. You have one short straight boundary towards the road, and the outfield is always lightning quick. And it has always been that way from the time we've been playing here from a child. Marlon Welcome Goodman looks to be set and he's ready to go. And as you said, as mentioned, they have to go now because maybe they're thinking that they have to get above 150, probably 160, 170 now because they don't know if they have enough. So Marlon probably will be on the go.
Yes, they will certainly have to go here. But I think this is a good move here by Stewart, bringing back Rashawn Primus into the attack. Marlon Welcome Goodman has seemed to be struggling a bit with the short ball. So, we saw Jerry Mccallister giving a few problems, and now he's brought back Rashawn Primus to probably do the same as well. He doesn't seem to be picking up the short ball too well, so maybe they can use that to their advantage and maybe get him out caught here.
Definitely well said, Anthony. He's definitely out of his depth here in terms of the short ball. I'm not sure if he's well sighted. I don't know if he's saying he's not picking up the ball with regards to the sight screen.
Yeah, the batting from that end with the where there's just some black up on the wall, that can be pretty hard to pick up the ball sometimes.
Okay, so we'll see. He seems to got him past that because, you know, as a batsman, when you're in, you don't even look at the sight screen anymore. So hopefully he's past that stage now where he's in the focus stage. I know he's in the free flow stage because he's in good. He seems to be in good rhythm right now. He's really putting on a performance for Carlton as they need because, you know, in these semi-final games, you just need one of your senior players to raise their hand and really put the head down and do something special. It's not every day that everyone will chip in, but sometimes somebody has to grab the game by the scruff of its neck and say, well, okay, today's my day and I'll do it for my side. And it seems as though Marlon would like to do that for his team today.
Yes, he's settling down now. Looks like he's in, and hopefully Naeem Young he can get into as well, and they can get a score. Obviously, they still have the likes of Dominic Drake to come, who's been hitting the ball very well in this tournament.
It's a beautiful shot by Naeem Young. They're just using his feet to Rashawn Primus, hitting it back past him. That shows how good the wicket is, really, because when he came down to the ball, it seemed as though he just gave it a pat. Really, really good wicket. Wanderers very true at pace. So it seems as though Naeem Young looking to get going here, advancing to Rashawn Primus. Maybe he's telling himself, okay, it's time for me to go and let Marlon continue.
Yeah, they're going to need to get a big score here. They're going to really have to go hard if they're going to get that 160 here in these last 10 overs. And as we do see, there's 6 there by Naeem Young over deep square leg. It looks like they're going to go now.
Yes, most definitely. They say wicket's in hand, and it's time for us to go. Good wicket to bat on, and I'll free my arms here at this Wanderers cricket ground. Naeem Young, former West Indies on 19 cricketer, I should say, Barbados Trident's player. So he himself needs to impose himself on this level of cricket. I believe if you play a level above, and when you come and play the level below, you should show your dominance. You should show why you have played that level above. And certainly at this point in time, he's showing us why he was selected for the Barbados Tridents this year to represent them in the CPL tournament.
Yeah, he would have had a very good under 19 tournament. He would have been in the team of the tournament, and then he would have been the under 19 player selected to play with the Tridents. He would have played some games there with them, and sure that would have been a good experience for him. And he'd be lucky enough to come and show his talent here on show against the Wanderers boys.
Yes, definitely, definitely. Okay, we now see the introduction of Rashawn Williams. I was quite surprised I hadn't seen him earlier, considering the fact that he is one of their premier bowlers in this T20 format. He has been bowling very well for them. But I guess Diego had his plan. As you said, he was trying to work over Marlon Welcome with some pace, but now he's going to take the risk and bowl Rashawn Williams from the what we'll call the house end.
The Prof Edwards end.
The Prof Edwards end. Sorry, thanks for the correction, Anthony. The
No
Prof
problem, no
Edwards
problem.
end, and he's bowling with the short square side to the leg side of Marlon Welcome Goodman.
Yeah, Rashawn will be bowling with the win here. I either see this going two ways. Either he's going to get Welcome Goodman out here, or Welcome Goodman is going to attack him here with the left arm spin coming into him. Me personally would have probably started Rashawn a little earlier. I might have started him in the new bowl, especially against Springer. We saw how easy it was, how easy he played the pace early on.
And it has begun. Marlon Welcome Goodman hitting one into the pool. 6 runs, and it has begun. Anytime you miss the length here at Wanderers, it will go. And of course, he's bowling to a set Marlon Welcome Goodman. That once the ball is in his zone, he will put his hands through it. Marlon in good flow right now, as you can see. He's 34 off 28, and he's on the go. I believe that this is going to be something special for Marlon Welcome Goodman. And here at Wanderers, when you're in, it really takes something special for a batsman of good caliber to get out. And he's someone that, I believe could have really gone on to the next level. He's not too late for him, but he just needs to get some good seasons on this. But he's at a point in time in his career, 27 years of age, that he should know his game and really advance and really elevate himself to a next level and start to score run. A lot of good people saw big runs in Barbados cricket. So to this point, he's somewhat slightly underachieved, but I believe he definitely has the capability to do much more for Carlton and also do something for Barbados if he really fulfills his potential.
Yeah, see the Wanderers boys there, the think tank, the captain Stuart and Jonathan Drates having a chat there, obviously, about what they're going to look here to do against Welcome Goodman. I think personally might have had a look to boys to come and bowl here, because I think as long as Welcome Goodman's here at the crease, he's going to target Williams, especially bowling from the bowling to that end with the wind blowing. If he comes in his half, it's gonna go.
Yes, definitely. Left-handers do not mix matters when it comes to facing left arm spin. They tell themselves that we had an advantage and we're going to go, and as it should be. So it's T20 game. It's a short format. He's bowling the back end of the innings with a team of wickets in hand. So he knows that he really has to get his length right. Otherwise, he would get dispatched just as he did earlier into the pool. So we know we'll have a slight break there. Have to change the ball because the ball is probably a bit soaked, a bit damp. So the Wanderers substitute due to these COVID-19 protocols coming onto the field to let the umpires select a new ball so that we can get back on the way for our contest.
Yeah, well, Carlton have made their push here in the second half of the innings. Obviously, they'll be looking to get as much runs as possible. Wanderers would have lost some of their players, but they replaced players with similar caliber as well, with Kurt Edwards coming in and Jonathan Drates. Obviously, Jonathan Drates would have played early on as well as Kurt, but then Jonathan would have had an injury that has kept him out. He was keeping at the start of the season, and then he got a little injury, so he's back out now. Good to see him, and also good to see Kurt, who couldn't play last week. So the Wanderers boys will probably still be thinking whatever score Carlton get, that they're still very capable of chasing it down.
Oh, definitely. Wanderers have a few players that can do something special on the day. You have a Jonathan Drates, you have Kirk Edwards, you have Jason Grassman Green. He has played some explosive innings in the past. You have Rashawn Williams, who's bowling now, who can strike the ball well. So there's a lot of, and let me not mention Rashawn Primus. Correct, cannot forget Rashawn Primus. So this should be a very good contest here today at the Darrows Road, Wankiti Wanderers Cricket Ground.
Yeah, certainly. People will come out to see some nice some nice, lovely cricket, some competitive cricket. I think that's all everybody wants to see, especially when it gets to the semi-final and the final stages.
Correct, correct. You want something closely contested at this stage. Rashawn Williams back on the money, not giving Marlon Welcome the arms to get his hand to the ball onto his pads, and he gets a leg bite. But what I'm saying is, this is fine margins here for Rashawn Williams. He's a good bowler in good form, but fine margins right now for him. Must not miss his length.
Well played there by Young, driven to long on. Well played. Straight back. 8 of the over so far. So if Williams could get out the over, I guess with maybe 2 singles or a dot ball and a single, that'd still be a pretty good over despite the 6 being hit off the second ball. It's all about containing after you get hit for a boundary.
Yeah, it's definitely just trying to get the over with a few singles, not damage control right now. That's what Rashawn Williams will be thinking of. Oh my goodness. Wide outside the off stump. Extras are never any fielding team's friend. You do not want to be giving away extras in a limited overs game. Those are free runs and an extra ball for the team.
Yeah, and those tend to go for boundaries. So let's see what's gonna happen here.
Okay, so no damage done there. So basically a single off the ball. Rashawn Williams, getting into his rhythm here, but he's bowling a set batsman. So this is dangerous territory. Oh my goodness, it's a full toss, but it's high. It's gone into Rashawn premises, coming around. He takes. Oh my goodness, it's floored. It has been floored. The water drop. A full toss. Well, the umpires deliberated. It was fairly high. They didn't call it. Was umpire assistant said it was below base height. Will this be the turning point in the game? For once, that is a crucial drop. But will Marlon Welcome Goodman make them pay for it?
Williams didn't seem too happy there. Showing a bit of frustration there. But he's got to stay in the game. He probably still has overs to bowl, and he'll have a job to do with the bat as well. So he's got to stay in the game. Rashawn Primus, he's got to forget that and carry on. Those things happen.
Yes, most definitely. You have to refocus and remain, as you said, remain in the game, especially Rashawn Williams. He still has a job to do for his skipper, and he has to remember that. These things happen in cricket. It's a game, and people drop catches no matter who they are. He will be disappointed, but such is life. You have to move on. Jerry Mccallister back into the attack, and he'll be bowling to Naeem Young.
Yeah, with Jair, he tends to be hit the wicket bowler, hard length, short. So let's see what he brings here at Naeem Young. Wanderers seem to be getting a bit ragged since the water break.
Yes, I agree. Losing a bit of discipline here. Down the leg side is probably a few wides that Jeremy Mccallister has bowled for the day. He really needs to work on that. These wides are really costing Wanderers because they're extra runs, they're extra balls. In that situation there, they got 2 wides because they ran a run. The wicketkeeper could not field cleanly because it was that far down the leg side. He has to do the job. Wanderers cannot really take themselves out of the game with extras and drop catches. They really need to bring it together and put together a solid second half.
Well played there down the third man. And they get one. Some bad running there.
Yes, definitely. I wonder sometimes it's very hard to judge the angles, So I think Marlon probably played it safe rather than sorry. You don't want to give away a run out at this point in time. Him coming back to the danger. Maybe he knew that he couldn't get there, so he said, okay, well, let's play it safe and take the single.
Fair enough. But Wanderers need something to happen here. They need somebody to uplift the tempo. Diego Stewart has got to uplift his players and bring them along. The body language of the players seems to be a bit down now after that first 10 overs. So he's got to do something here or else they'll be chasing a big total at the end of these 20 overs.
Yes, most definitely. Carlton right now up to 94 for 3 in 12. Whoa.
That's a quality shot there by Naeem Young.
Yes, that's a beautiful shot. Now 94 goes to 98, and this is only 2 overs since the break. The breaker was 64 for 3 and 10. Now they're 98 for 3 and 12.1 overs. This is 13th over. As we mentioned earlier, Carlton putting on the gas, putting on the pressure on the Wanderers on this very good service. Bright, sunny Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon here at Darrow's Road. Jerry Mccallister going to the pump now. And it seems as though Naim Young is freeing his arms. Naim Young 22 off 14. A very good innings here thus far.
He's in again, Jair. Oh, that's a lovely shot there by Young. Straight to the sweeper. What Jair doesn't want to do is get too predictable with his length. If his length becomes predictable, it means the batsman can eye him up and they can look to score freely.
Very well said, Anthony. Very well said. T20 cricket is a game about mixing up the bowling. You have to bowl your slow balls. You have to bowl your Yorkers. It's about you outsmarting the batsman. You have in T20 cricket, batsmen do premeditate, so they try to think for you, and you have to try and think for them. So you have to think what they're thinking you're going to do next, and you do the opposite.
That's right. And I think Naeem just probably predicting there that Jair's length will be back with length there again and coming down and just hitting that one hard to the sweeper on the boundary.
Correct. It's interesting what he will do here to Marlon Welcome Goodman now.
Good delivery there, tucking him up. Ooh, good work there done by the point fielder and well backed up there by Jordan Nelson in the circle.
Yeah, that's good cricket all around, I must say. Good running, good fielding. Nicolai Charles, the fielder. Jordan Nels, the one backing up the bowler. This good cricket all around. Wanderers need to get back into the game in terms of their fielding and their bowling discipline generally is what has been lacking in the last couple overs. But in a T20 game, anything can happen. Sometimes you see teams 100 for 3 and then next thing you know, you lose through quick wickets. But let's not hope that happens here.
And they say the ball hit straight up in the air
Oh my goodness, I hope this is not the commentator's curse. And he's gone. Naeem Young goes. Caught Charles at what we said mid-wicket on the circle. Jerry Mccallister sticking to his guns. Length ball. Naeem Young trying to swing it into deep mid-wicket area. Only being able to top it, get a top edge. Good catch by Charles. Carlton now 100 for 4.
Yes, Wanderers needed somebody to hold up their hand there, and Mccallister has done that there again. I always tell him when he comes here, look to get wickets. He's got that pace, trying to get people up, and a very good catch there by Nicolai Charles. Obviously in the last over, Wanderers would have dropped one, so all eyes would have been there on Charles to catch that one there, and it's a very good catch.
Correct, well said. Any catch at this point in time is a good catch. You want the men out and not at the crease and able to score runs. Naeem Young, 23 off 16. Very good innings, I must say. A good, clean striking of the ball. Really showed why he was picked up by the Barbados Tridents as one of their youth players this year. Into the crease, have young Dominic Drakes. So I've heard he's been striking the ball quite well this year. So we'll see what he does here at the Wanderers cricket ground.
I think he's a key wicket here. If Wanderers can get him out early, I think they can probably restrict Carlton to 140. And I think that would be a very good score on this wicket. But if he gets in, Carlton could probably get that 160, 170 that they'll be targeting here in these last 7 overs. Because if you go at 10 runs over, you can get 170.
Yes, most definitely. And as we said, Carlton does have good depth in their batting. So it's not a situation where the tail is going to wag anytime soon. You still have Matthew Jones to come as well, who is a very good hitter of the ball. Left-hander as well, so right now we have a left-hand partnership. Both left-handers, Dominic Drakes and Marlon Welcome Goodman. It's interesting to see what Marlon Welcome Goodman will do now, having lost his partner, and we're still in a situation where you have 7 overs remaining after this.
I think if Wanderers can cut out the dot balls that they bowl at Welcome Goodman, he's probably going to struggle to score.
Oh my goodness, that is leg byes, 4 leg byes, while clipping the heel of Marlon Welcome Goodman. 4 runs, 4 leg byes, adding to the total. Unfortunate by Jerry Mccallister, missing his line a bit too straight. Really probably went for broke there with the Yorker, but one thing you really shouldn't be trying things in the last half of overs when you're bowling balls 4 and 5. You tend to play it a bit safe and go to your stock delivery, which in his situation would have been his hard length, 3/4 length, and tucking up Marlon Welcome Goodman, who was really and truly not very comfortable to Jerry Mccallister for the entire day.
Yeah, so that's the ending 13th over there. He scored 104 for 4, and it looks like there'll be another change at the Prof Edwards end. Diego Stewart, the captain, going back to his strike bowler Jordan Nelson, who's probably been the best of the fast bowlers today. He would have gotten the wicket of Tariq Shuri, so he's back here again, probably looking to get another one to get out Dominic Drakes here.
Yes, definitely. Nels was on song this morning, well, this afternoon in the opening spell. Let's see if he can follow it up in the back end of the innings. It's interesting to see how Diego will use him. If he will give him one and one, or if he will give him both of his remaining overs right now.
Oh, that's a good start there. That slow ball, very well bowled.
Definitely, he's showing his range here, Niles. He's showing his range. I like this. Um, this is very good for T20 cricket, and it's very good thinking. You can't just run up and bowl all balls at one pace. You have to mix up. That really puts the batsman off, because then he has to be thinking which ball will come next.
In again, and that's a sharp ball on the inside edge there. That probably run away for four. Drace is showing his intent here,
Quite unfortunate there by Niles.
but Drace is certainly showing his intent here. He's looking like he's looking to go.
Definitely, as I mentioned earlier, they have some depth in the dressing room there, Carlton. So what they can do is just Drake probably has been given the license to go, and that's what he will do. Probably said we have Bakativ in just in case we lose a couple quick wickets. But Dominic, you can go. It's all at you.
Oh, what a big drive there outside the yard stump. He certainly is showing his intent to go after the ball here. He's still got some time that he can get in, get his line, and then go. Because if he gets out now, I think Warners would very much be in the driver's seat there. Not saying that the likes of Matthew Jones and Keon Harding can't hit the ball, but Dominic Drace is who has been doing it for them on a regular basis this season.
Yes, what you're saying is quite correct. It's always important to pick up the pace of the wicket for a couple balls, but he's probably not worried about that. Oh my goodness, just past Nicolai Charles to his right and goes into the third man boundary for four. Nicolai Charles diving with to his left at a very backward point, unable to reach it. Dominic Dritz gets his just rewards. Second boundary for the over. Niles proving a bit expensive this over, but can he pull back with a wicket? I always say as a bowler that even if you have an expensive over, if you pull it back with a wicket, it's still a plus. You level things out.
A wicket makes a big difference because that's a dot ball and you get the batsman that was scoring out. That ball just turned there into the leg side. Fielder coming across from square leg and doing the fielding.
Yes, that's good cricket by Dominic Drakes. Not looking to go for the boundary again. He understands he has enough for the over, and he said, okay, well, let me come up the over strong, get a couple singles, and I'll be there to see another day, and impart my damage on the Wonder side from the non-strikers end at the next over.
One ball left in the over, 9 from the over so far. What is Welcome Goodman going to give us here at this last ball? Is he going to go again? Well bowled there. Just steered down to third man where Jonathan Drace does the fielding. Throw into the keeper. That's the end of the 14th over. Score 114 for 4.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting in time for Diego Stewart. He has lost batsmen, bowlers have gone for a bit of runs. So it's interesting to see who he will bring into the attack now.
Yes, it's very interesting to see who Diego's going to end the innings here with. Obviously, no Raymond Reefer today, who did a fantastic job in the quarterfinals. And obviously, missing Craig Baffett, who does a fantastic job at the top with the new ball. So, with different new ball pairing today, and obviously it's going to be a different pair of bowlers like that. So, looks like Rashawn Williams is coming back here to bowl again. So, he's going to have a big role to play here. It's good to see him back bowling again after the injury that he would have sustained in the first game. Obviously, working himself back and not being fully fit again to bowl.
Okay, this is interesting by Diego. What I'm seeing here is that he probably brought back Rashawn Premise due to the wicket of Naeem Young. Naeem Young really took a liking to Rashawn Premise in his last over, so he says, "Okay, Naeem Young is not here. Rashawn, come and do the job for me now." So Rashawn Premise has to go and support his captain's decision to bring him back into the attack. Marlon Welcome Goodman, he's set and he is going. Yeah, he hasn't really been facing many balls the last few overs, so let's see what's his approach now with Marlon Welcome and Rashawn Premise back into the attack.
Well played there in the offside to the sweeper does the fielding. Another run added to the score. If Carlton can rotate it straight here and then in between there get some boundaries, they'll be pretty good. They should be able to get 10 and over that way very easily on this outfield. Once you beat the infield, the ball goes to four.
Yes, most definitely. As I said, from a child playing here at Wanderers Cricket Ground, it was always a quick outfield, always a very quick outfield. Value for runs. That's why so many runs score here every year, many hundreds. Shane Mosley a couple years ago in a 3-day game against Spartan, even scoring a double century here. So always Wanderers is always a ground that a lot of runs tend to score here. Oh
Ooh.
my goodness, what on earth was Mccallister Charles doing? They have the dot ball, no one backing up. Dominic Drake seemingly not even that far out of his crease, but he took the chance to try and run him out and give away a single.
Yeah, I prefer defeaters to keep the ball in hand because I feel that with Rashawn Primus bowling at Dominic Drakes, I feel he's in the game here. I feel Dominic Drakes is just looking like he's looking to do something. He's looking to go hard. So I feel probably turning to probably his best bowler here with Sean Primus and probably telling him, get me a wicket, get out Drakes.
Yeah, it's definitely that's the plan with Diego Stewart right now. He wants a wicket. He needs to put this partnership up, and I think he really wants to get Marlon Welcome Goodman. That is his target right now, to get Marlon Welcome Goodman and to derail this Carlton innings, so to speak, to basically pull them back, to get them to a total which the Wanderers team would probably be more comfortable chasing, because no one would like to chase in excess of 160.
Yeah, and Carlton are certainly on course for that here, especially with these two at the crease and with Matthew Jones still to come.
Yep, definitely, definitely, definitely.
Ooh. Wanderers guys need to keep their composure out there. Need to keep a level head, need to keep it calm.
Yes, I like the way the game is going on for Carlton. Carlton really looking to run their singles, looking to run the quick singles. That's how the game should be played, especially limited overs format. You have the guys on the ring. Anything that drops just in that 5-yard region, you should be ready to go. The non-striker should be backing up, and that's what they're doing here in these last few balls, really picking up those ones, keep this strike rate, keep the scoring rate going, so that they still have that platform to go. Right now, they're 117 and 14.4, which I believe is definitely a good platform for a big score here.
Well bowled by Primus. Very well bowled there. Races like he's going for broke. Just like he's gonna hit everything that bowls here, which is not. I guess that's good if it comes off, but he's a better batsman than that. Can give himself some time. Can still bat a couple more balls. Still got 5 more overs after this, so he can still give himself some time and probably not look to get out to probably one of Wanderers' strongest bowlers and probably look to target somebody else.
Well, that's very well said at the end there, Merritt. Targeting someone else is quite key. You could tell yourself, okay, well, Primus is one of the stronger bowlers. Let's just pick up the ones and twos off him, and let's see what we have to deal with after. There's a possibility you have Mccallister Charles, the leg spinner, to come back. You still have Rashawn Williams to come back. And as two left-handed batsmen, you tell yourself a leg spinner and a left-arm spinner, you lick your chops.
Yeah, but another dot ball there, bowled by Primus, so very good over there, holding up his hand there for his captain Stewart and only conceding 3 runs off of that over, which was very, very much needed for Wanderers. Who's coming to bowl here now?
Seems as though something interesting is going to happen here. A rarity. Seeing Kirk Edwards here, handing his hat to Diego Stewart. And he has the ball.
Out. It's boys bowled out.
Boyce, I don't think Boyce has been bowled out. And to the best of my memory, I think Boyce has only bowled 2 overs so far for the day. But he took a bit of a liking by Marlon Welcome Goodman.
I think he has 2 overs left, so this is
Correct.
very interesting here, especially in these final 5 overs to throw the ball to somebody. Kurt has bowled for the side before, but throw the ball to somebody who doesn't always bowl, and it probably means that Rashawn Williams would have probably only bowled 1 over today. And with him being one of your key bowlers and one of your strike bowlers, that's I don't understand the planning there. As I said, I thought that the captain would have waited a little too long to get Williams into the game.
Well, he's gone to his experienced man, his most experienced player in the team, and he's bowling over the wicket to the left-hander. So he's going old school a bit here, Kurt Edwards. And I believe that this may not actually be a bad move by Diego. Someone who's going to keep it quite simple and basically just bowled blindside to the left-hander and knocked that around the wicket into the arc.
Knowing Kurt, he's going to talk to the batsman. That's what he does every day in the next when he comes to bowls. Just talks to the batsman. Tell him he's going to get them out every ball.
Oh, Kirk Edwards just hitting a good length there. These Marlon Welcome probably not looking to take the chance. Probably not looking to let Kirk Edwards get him out. But at the end of the day, this is not a 3-day game or a 4-day game. A low scoring over in this game is crucial for Wanderers, and it's also critical that the Carlton side keep the scoring rate ticking over and not get confused or distracted by Kirk Edwards and his antics.
As I said earlier, if the Wanderers boys can keep down the boundary balls to Welcome Goodman, I think he's going to find it hard to score. He's somebody that deals a lot in boundaries, doesn't really rotate the strike as well as he could. And Kurt Edwards here is doing a job here, 3-dot balls in a row.
That's very well said. Very, very, very well said. Only one run from the over thus far. Oh, that ball has gone for 40 square leg boundary. So we have a boundary Kirk Edwards. So Marlon Welcome Goodman saying, okay, well, you're going to bowl a bad ball. You don't usually bowl Kirk Edwards, so you're going to put the one in an area where it can score.
Yeah, I think he's got a forward deep square leg and not necessarily a backward. So once he probably got it to the left of that fielder, was probably always going to be 4. But it's to see now what Kurt Edwards is going to do here to finish if Marlon Welcome Goodman is going to attack here in these final 2 balls.
The man has been moved from deep forward square now to deep backward square, basically where the previous boundary went. So Kurt Edwards, smart cricketer, making that adjustment, constantly making adjustments in the field. He seems as though he has a plan in terms of his bowling.
Very well played there into the gap there at D-May wicket. Rashawn Williams does the fielding and rockets in and throw.
Oh, what a throw by Primus. What a throw from off the boundary. Flat throw. What a throw. They definitely were not taking on that arm just now. What a cricketer Rashawn Primus is. Batting, bowled, and he may have dropped a catch today, but we all do. So
very good over there from Kurt Edwards, only conceding 6 runs there at the back end, especially when Cross looking to go here and get a score of in excess of 160.
Yeah, it's a very good over. Diego Stewart back in his veteran in Kirk Edwards, someone he thought I can get it done, someone that probably raised his hand and said, well, look, the younger guys are going for a bit too much runs here. Let me go and do this thing myself. Let me go and show these guys what needs to be done here in order to restrict a team, and he did it with great success. 6 runs from the over for what is a glorified part-time bowler is actually very good.
Yeah, only 9 runs in those last 2 overs there from between Primus and Edwards. So it looks like we have Jair Mccallister back in the attack. I think this for his last over here. Him to bowl at Drakes, I think we could be in for some shots here.
Oh yeah, this could be very interesting because Mccallister is not one I really have seen to bowl any slow balls, mixing up the pace, mixing up the length. So it'll be quite interesting to see what Mccallister does here, especially as you said with a Drakes who is on the go. Dominic Drakes is clearing the left leg and he is just looking to strike the ball out of the ground. Reminding me of some baseball, some World Series baseball I was watching last night.
Still gotta watch the ball, still gotta watch it.
Oh, and he's top touched it, and it's Niles going back, and Niles is circling. Oh my goodness, misjudged by Niles, and he has been dropped. He really lost his orientation there. He did not judge the ball well. You know, running back over your head is always probably one of the most difficult catches to take. Always one of the most difficult catches to take. He made the ground. He ran past it. He had to run back. Unfortunately for him, well bowled by Jair Mccallister, but Dominic Drakes lives to see another day.
Yeah, Jair in again to bowl. Well bowled again. He's hitting the gloves of Sebastian Moore very hard today.
Yes, Mccallister's pace is very up, and he's saying to himself, I am beating you for pace. There is nothing else I'm looking to do here but bowl fast. My job is a fast bowler, and I am to bowl fast. That's what he's doing here today, and it seems to be working quite well this over. Despite the drop catch, he'll be disappointed in that, and young Nels will be disappointed in that, but life goes on, and this is the game of cricket. He's top touched again. Drakes is coming around on the long on boundary, and he takes the catch comfortably. Jonathan Drakes, similar fashion to how he was dropped just now. Dominic Drakes taken this time by by Jonathan Drakes on the long on boundary. Coming off the long on boundary. Beautiful catch. Good moving catch. It's nice hands shown there. The Dominic Drakes not really got going today, only making 13 from 12, but it's runs nonetheless on the board. Mccallister gets his man, and now they're 125 for 5. And Matthew Jones, the skipper, is onto the crease, getting his legs moving. Matthew Jones, another big strike of the ball. So Carlton, as we said earlier, have some good depth, but Wanderers really would have liked that wicket. It's not their man in Marlon Welcome Goodman, but it's just as good in Dominic Drakes, who could have proved quite dangerous into the latter 3 overs of the game.
Yeah, and these 3 overs here by the Wanderers bowlers, they pulled it back. That's a very good catch there by Jonathan Drakes, somebody who just coming back over injury with bad hamstrings. So very good catch there. He's got good hands, whether it's in the field or behind the stumps.
Yes, that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cricket nonetheless all around. That's what I like to see. That shows the standard of cricket here in Barbados. You have lots of guys who have played regional cricket coming and still playing the cricket on Saturdays and keeping the standard of the cricket at Barbados is a place known for their local cricket and the high standard of local cricket we have here. And I would really like to see that continue in many years to come. Well, we have now Marlon Welcome Goodman facing up because the batsmen have crossed. Jerry Mccallister looking to get him now. He really wants this wicket of Marlon Welcome Goodman to put his team back into the driving seat.
Mccallister in again. Oi! And that's gonna go. That's gonna go for 4.
Ducking, but leaving the bat right there, just guiding off the bat right back into the boundary, into the fine leg boundary. Quite unfortunate, but fortunate for Marlon Welcome Goodman. His 50 comes up. 44 balls. Marlon Welcome Goodman, well played. Really the backbone of this Carlton innings today. Not really too explosive, but he's scoring at peak times, as Merritt says, scoring in boundaries. Not really picking up a whole lot of singles, but he's there nonetheless. Most important thing, he's there.
Yeah, unfortunate there for the bowler. Very well bowled delivery there. Just had his bat up and run off the face and run into the fine leg boundary for 4.
Okay, well played again. Marlon Welcome Goodman getting the boundary and dropping the ball into the offside into the cover point region and scampering for one. Skipper Matthew Jones. This is good cricket here at the Wanderers Cricket Ground. We are into over number 18 now, and the score is 126 for 5. This is behind.
So 130 for 5 after 17. It looks like Kurt Edwards is going to be bowling again here. Interesting tackling here by the captain, Diego Stewart.
Yes, Diego sticking with Kirk Edwards here, sticking with his experienced player, his man, his former West Indies captain, Kirk Edwards. Matthew Jones drilling this one to Diego Stewart at extra cover. Kirk Edwards, very clever cricketer, knowledgeable guy as well. So he definitely has a plan. He knows where to bowl to the left-handers to keep the scoring down.
Yeah, Kirk is going to push and pull here.
Oh, this one is gone high from Marlon Welcome Goodman. Will it land in no man's land? Kirk calls. No one calls. It falls in between Kirk and Nicolai Charles. Marlon Welcome Goodman lives to see another day. Oh my goodness, what are Wanderers doing here today? It seems as though no one wanted to go for the catch. Kirk hesitated. Nicolai Charles hesitated, and it fell right in between the two. Bisecting both of them. If you were a math teacher, you'll be very proud of that bisection right there between the two fielders.
Yeah, it's good. We're going to see now here what Matthew Jones has in store for us now. Well, very well bowled again there by Kurt Edwards. Somebody who pushes and pulls. Either tosses up or bowls really flat and fast. So, seems to be doing a job here today for Diego Stewart. Oh, yes. Bowled him.
This is definitely a disciplined spell here from Kirk. Simple bowling. Over the wicket, coming down to the blind side of the left-handed batsman, and challenging the stakes coming from the blind side. So It's definitely a good ploy here by Kurt, rather than bowling around the wicket to the left hand at all points in time. You know, being able to see the ball early, getting hands through the ball, especially the margin for error when you bowl around the wicket to a left-handed batsman who strikes the ball well, especially down the ground, is very small. So coming over the wicket, I believe, especially from last over, was a good tactic by Kurt. And let's not give Diego Stewart, the captain, his credit for even having the faith to bring Kurt Edwards into the attack to bowl.
Yeah, Wanderers are pulling it back here. They're pulling it back. They would like to keep, obviously, they would like to keep Carlton to a score below probably around 150, 155, and I feel like they'll definitely be in the game. When they get out 160 score on the board, then that's when the scoreboard pressure comes in.
Yes, definitely. Have Keon Harding coming to the crease. West Indies A cricketer, probably being a bit disappointed to not be on the tour in New Zealand, but these things happen, and he would keep working, and I'm sure, knowing his mentality, he will work harder to not only be in the A team next time, but to be in the senior team. He's on his way, and he believes a lot back, and I should say. Keon Harding, he favors himself with the bat, as people like to say, and he would tell himself that he can do a job here for his Carlton club, but most importantly for Carlton right now is for them to bat out the overs and maximize every ball they have left in this innings. Keon Harding goes high. This ball goes to Diego Stewart, the captain of the club. He gets one ball. Kirk Edwards proving to be the main wrecker here today in this innings. What a bowling selection by Captain Diego Stewart to bring Kirk Edwards, an occasional bowler, not even a part-time bowler, an occasional bowler, into the attack, hitting good lengths. Keon Harding, first ball, what was he thinking? You still have 3 overs remaining after this, and he is now putting some extensive pressure on his team. You have the young Zidane Clark who's going to replace him, but you had Marlon Welcome Goodman there doing his thing, scoring freely. All you have to do is put the ball into the gap and get the single.
Yeah, the approaches today from Dominic Drace and Keon Harding, I don't necessarily think were the best, especially the situation when Young got out and Drace would have come. I think all he would have needed is to get himself in, get his eye and rotate the ball a bit, and then go from there. And then Keon Harding, a wicket falling the ball before and hitting at the first ball that he would have faced and getting out now means that Wanderers are probably back here in the driver's seat, and they were probably thinking now that they can keep Carlton to a score below 150, which would be very good after the start that Carlton would have made it in this second half. I think that after 14 overs, they were 114 for 4, and Kurt Edwards here is on a hat trick. Let's not forget that, as he'll be into Welcome Goodman here to finish the 18th over. Kurt has bowled so far an over and 5 balls for 7 runs and taking 2 wickets.
Oh, good dot ball. Coming out of the over strong, Kurt Edwards, that is. Marlon Welcome Goodman, Hannah Kimball, probably disappointed in the shot that Keon Harding played. Was probably looking forward to having a nice little partnership with him coming out the end. Now he has to calculate, thinking, what will he do? Because right now they're 131 for 7. You are into the tail. You have Zidane Clark, the younger brother of Kyle Mears at the crease, and the son of the coach, Shirley Clark. He was never slow to the battle. We see what he will do here. The young left-hander, Zidane Clark. It seems as though Rashawn Primus will take up the ball and probably back himself again to do the job for Diego Stewart. Diego Stewart really ringing the changes here today. Really good captaincy with the ball. It's just now for the execution of the bowler to really follow up and back their captain in terms of his good bowling selection today.
Yeah, he would have made that left field decision there, bringing Kurt Edwards into the establishment, but it would have probably seen, as I said earlier, it probably means that Rashawn Williams has only bowled 1 over for today, but I hope he doesn't have on his mind. He's going to have a big role to play with the bat. Probably might open the batting today, so he has to forget about that. Worry about fielding these next 12 balls if any comes in, and then looking to score some runs here.
Yes, this is actually good captaincy by Diego, not exposing his left-arm spinner to the 2 left-handed batsmen, which were on strike for the last few overs, because they had the partnership of Dominic Drace and Marlon Welcome Goodman. You had the partnership of Matthew Jones and Marlon Welcome Goodman, and now young Zidane Clark and Marlon Welcome Goodman. So the last 3 partnerships were left-handed partnerships. So therefore, protecting your left-arm spinner at a ground like Wanderers, where runs score quite easily and quite freely, the ball sails, is quite important. So they really pull back the game here to only 132 for 7. Wanderers. Carlton, this game has been really swinging back and forth. One time in the favor of Carlton, one time in the favor of Wanderers. So Wanderers right now in the ascendancy in terms of restricting Carlton to a very low score here at the Wanderers' cricket ground. Oh my goodness! What a shot by Marlon Welcome Goodman. Rashawn Williams digging into the wicket and a slap over the cover point region. The man in the offside, he's at probably a deep point and not even the sweeper in front of square, but hit with utter disdain into the boundary at Wanderers. You know, these square boundaries are quite sharp. Marlon Welcome Goodman probably was waiting for that ball, so to speak.
I don't think field is set for that type of bowling for Rashawn Williams with the field he has here. That's better. But a lovely
my
shot there
goodness,
by
Marlon.
Welcome Goodman.
He's opening his arms again. He says, okay, well, let me take back the game into my control. Let me not leave it to anyone else. Marlon Welcome Goodman, he has had a couple of boundaries in that third man region for the day. I'm surprised that Rashawn Williams choose to bowl without a third man deep on the boundary, considering the fact that man has been playing the ball through that region very well. Actually, his first scoring shot for the day was a 4 through third man.
Yeah, and probably why is he not bowling around the wicket to tuck him up. Somebody's looking for a room, arms outside the off stump. So that's 9 off the over so far. Let's see what the rest of the over is going to bring here as Primus, as he decides now to come around the wicket now to Welcome Goodman.
That's definitely very well said. He has a deep square and a deep mid wicket and a long on, so he's looking to bowl the ball straight, I should think.
Slow ball play there to short third man, and they get a single very well bowled there by Primus.
Oh, there seems to be a collision there between Rashawn Primus and Marlon Welcome Goodman. Two big lads. Seems as though Marlon Welcome Goodman came off a bit worse. I'm not too sure how bad it is, but right now Marlon is not one to really fake, but let's hope it's not a bit of football theatrics he's doing here.
Probably given.
May just be a bit winded and tired, man. I don't think there's anything to it. They got up, they pumped, they knocked fists, and we're moving on.
Probably get some water and he'll be good to go again. I think once Wanderers can keep them to a score below 160, they'll be very happy with that, especially with the start that Carlton had in these back end 10 overs. Going Naeem Young and Welcome Goodman were at the crease. They were going pretty hard, and then I'm pretty sure Young would have been upset with the time that he got out, but then Wanderers were able to consistently take wickets after that and peg back the scoring, because it looked like Carlton would have been able to get a score of in excess of 160 and maybe get to 170.
Yeah, it's definitely Marlon Welcome Goodman really has a big job to play. They're 141. Those two boundaries really put the team back into good stead. Wanderers really need to, still concentrate despite the fact they have 7 wickets, but they have to remember that Marlon Welcome Goodman is still at the crease and he is set. He is on 61 or 51. Very good innings here today. And what Wanderers should do is try to restrict the amount of balls they bowl at Marlon Welcome Goodman. If they do, just give him the single. Easier said than done, though. Sitting here from the commentary box, bowling at a batsman who's set, especially at the Wanderers cricket ground. Very good trap. Groundsman really puts a lot of work into this wicket, one of the better wickets on the island.
Primus is in here for the 5th ball of the over.
Oh my goodness, and that is through Jason Grassman Green, that short fine leg for 4. This proving to be a very good over for Carlton. Zidane Clark just tickle off the legs into the fine leg boundary. Rashawn Primus straying a bit too straight. I think Grassman basically made a bit of a meal of it. Looks like from here he dove over the ball. Oh my goodness. Wanderers really couldn't afford to have another boundary there in this over, because Carlton right now is back into the ascendancy, just shy of the 150 mark. And last 2 overs where where the team will go helter-skelter. Anything above 160 here to me is a good total and will be a good chase for the Wanderers team.
Yeah, scoreboard pressure is going to play a big part here. And obviously Wanderers would be without Shane Mosley and Craig Bradley, who did a fantastic job in the last game, looks like.
Oh, that's been good. Oh my goodness, Niles again. That is beautiful fielding coming off the boundary, coming off the deep mid wicket, swooping. Good throw, one bounce in the keeper. Good collect by Sylvester Moore, the keeper. And what a run out. That is good cricket all round. Good cricket by Niles and Moore to send Zidane Clark back into the pavilion. Run out for 5. Well, the important 5 nonetheless, because this runs on the board. But that is good cricket. Niles again having a good day in the field, making up for that drop catch he had earlier. But that's very well done by Niles. Very well done by Sylvester Moore to keep a good pickup, good hands.
Yeah, Sylvester Moore's been absolutely fantastic this season behind the stumps, taking over from Jonathan Drakes after the first game, and he's done a brilliant job. Obviously, you wouldn't normally think about the wicketkeeper job, but it's a very important job in cricket, and he's done it very well this season. And his performances go unnoticed because of the other guys on show that we will have playing.
Yes, most definitely. The keeper is a very important job in any cricket game. Cricket keepers, you have to have a specialist keeper who saves runs if he's a good keeper. Sylvester Moore doing that today. We had a couple blunders in terms of balls on the leg side that bounced in front of my pitch, but outside of that, he's been very good. Very good with the gloves. Very good. Kirk Edwards here to bowl the last over. Kirk Edwards been on hero here so far, bringing back Wanderers back into the game in terms of restricting Carlton. And that first ball is down to the long on, and oh my goodness, Nikolai Charles makes a meal of it. Misjudged it. One bounce into him, hits his knee. Over the fence, 4 runs.
Yeah, Kurt Edwards has done a job today, but I don't think I would have gone this way for the last over. I probably would have backed my fast bowler Jordan Nelson, who has 2 wickets today and has bowled very well to come and bowl like death here. I don't believe in bowling spinners like death. And this over could very easily go for 20 plus here.
Yes, correct. This is a bit of a risk by Diego Stewart. I'm not sure. You're quite correct, Merritt. I would not have bowled Kirk Edwards here today, but maybe he will prove us wrong, because at the end of the day, it's a misfield.
Yeah, the 150 comes up there with that boundary. Oh
my goodness, that is sloppy by Kirk Edwards. No, he should have misfielded that. He seems as though he's a bit upset with Niles, but I don't think Niles did anything wrong there. It's your job to collect the ball, Kirk.
Gotta start the ball. Simple as that. The new batsman at the crease is Alex Ferguson, the wicketkeeper. Only got 4 balls here for him to bat, so what is he going to do here? Is he going to look to go for broke, or is he going to look to get a single to get Welcome Goodman on straight?
Well, at this point in time, you have to go for broke. Look to hit the ball, look to clear the boundary. Oh, on down to 1. He gone to short finally. Good fielding by Matthews, the substitute, who's on for Jonathan Drakes. Only a single, but nonetheless, he does his job. He gets Marlon Welcome Goodman back on strike.
Yeah, 3 balls left in the over, six runs in the over so far. Kurt will be looking to probably keep this to 10 or anything less than that.
Oh, off the pads, and it's just trickles to the short fine leg region. I think Kurt got away with that one there. That was a short ball. I think that one should have been dispatched, but
yeah, he's bowled very well so far. These 16 balls here. Let's see if he can finish it and keep Carlton to under 160.
Yes, definitely. Under 160 right now is probably the target here. Oh, that seems to be, it's gone high. Has it got the distance? Jason Grassman Green settles, and he takes it. 3rd wicket for Kirk Edwards. Alex Finn goes. Simple catch for Jason Green. No one celebrates. The guy just remained in the field since the last over. Kirk Edwards, 3 wickets now in this inning so far. Doing the job for his skipper, Diego Stewart. And right now we have... that is Currency. Dane Currency, former Barbados. Left-arm spinner Dane Currency represented Barbados in the Super 50 tournament a few years ago in Trinidad and Tobago.
Yeah, 1 ball left. The batsman would have crossed there, so Welcome Goodman will be looking to finish the innings on a big note here, getting either a 4 or a 6. Kurt Edwards will be hoping to not let that happen.
Yes, definitely. Knowing Kirk Edwards, he's looking to get out Marlon Welcome Goodman. He's not even thinking about restricting him. He's looking to get him out. He's been talking the entire time he's been bowling this spell, probably trying to get in the mind of the batsman, trying to get him to lose some sort of concentration, to drop their guard.
He's in here, stops, bowls.
Oh, that is out, and Kirk has 4. Kirk, I know, yes, definitely. Kirk definitely was looking for the wicket there. He's still talking the entire time to the batsman, really getting into their mind, into their psyche, so to speak.
Brilliant keeping there by Sylvester.
So Wanderers restrict Carlton to below the 160 mark here. So they're 153 all out. Kirk Edwards being the pick of the bowlers, taking 4 wickets. And Marlon Welcome Goodman, a good innings nonetheless. 66 or 58 balls, a beautiful innings by Marlon Welcome Goodman for the Carlton team. Let's see if Carlton can defend these runs here at the Wanderers Cricket Ground at Darrell's Road.
Yeah, Wanderers should be very happy with that performance there. It looked like Carlton was on course for something about 160, 170, but the bowlers held up their hand, bowled a few tight overs, and the introduction of Kurt Edwards into the attack seemed to be a master stroke by Captain Diego Stewart. Kurt Edwards ending with figures of 3 overs, 13 runs, 4 wickets. That's absolutely fantastic in the situation of the game. To come in at the back end of the innings and only go for 13 runs, and to more importantly get 4 wickets. Very well done to him.
Yes, most definitely. He really did the job for his skipper, Diego Stewart, who at that point in time was in a bit of a pickle, where his main bowlers were going for runs. His go-to man in Rashawn Williams had just been taken to the cleaners, and Kirk Edwards, former West Indies player, Windward Islands player, said, okay, well, skipper, give me the ball, I'll do it for you. And so he did. He delivered on the day. Carlton 153 all out in their 20 overs. Marlon Welcome Goodman 66 or 55 balls. Beautiful innings. In a few minutes, we'll come back with the replay of Wanderers. We're taking a break here. Okay, so we are just about ready to resume here at the Darrells Road Wanderers Cricket Ground, and Dominic Drake's to start. The Carlton end is off. And he aborts the mission, and he goes and jogs right back up to his mark, Dominic Drake's. So we're yet to start. Wanderers having a revised total to chase of 166 to win due to a slow over rate. So don't pay attention to the 154 right now. It's 166 needed. Jason, Grassman, Green, and Rashawn Williams opening the batting here. Okay, so we're ready to resume here. Dominic Drake's at the top of his mark. Bowling to Jason, Grassman, Green to start the Wanderers in his off. Oh, and he gets one, jams it down to third man. Wanderers are off to the races, and they are in the reply. The reply right now, they need 166 to win, and not 154. They received 12 runs in penalty due to a slow over rate. So Carlton getting some bonus runs here, so they've actually reached the 160 mark, which we determined was probably a good score here at this grounds. So it's interesting to see how Wanderers will chase, especially psychologically, knowing that you only needed 150 odd, and now you need 160 odd.
Yeah, so Rashawn Williams and Jason Grassman Green in the crease, two pretty aggressive players. So Wanderers will need a good start here in these first 6 overs. They want to get a good platform. Ooh.
Dominic Drake's looking to start to work up ahead of steam here. Interesting to see how he does. Another guy who plays on the regional level, played West Indies A-team cricket. Has some good cricket, we'll say, well, some people call big cricket under his belt, some first-class cricket. Would like to call himself a professional cricketer because that is his profession. That's how he earns his money. He plays cricket. So, ball, slender left arm seamer coming into the attack here now to bowl to Rashawn Williams.
Ooh, some swing there, but swing down the leg side and taken by the keeper, Alex Ferguson.
Yes, definitely. This is one thing about Dominic Drake I have realized over the past few years. When the ball comes back for him, he starts a bit too straight quite often. So he has the ball, he angles the ball across the right-handed batsman beautifully, but once it's the one that comes back, what for me is a danger ball for the left-arm seamer. He always starts it a bit too straight.
Yeah, obviously Carlton will be looking to use that here to their advantage, see if he can maybe bring the ball back here and get somebody else. LBW or ball as Rashawn Williams there is top a bit. A leg by there taken, so the score moves on to 3. Here in the first over, the Wanderers replay.
Yes, interesting to see how Wanderers goes here. Now both of these batsmen at the crease are no-nonsense batsmen. Grassman, who's one who really looks to go at the ball. Jason Green, I should say, my apologies, looks to go at the ball. And also Rashawn Williams, who's also a very aggressive player. So that's probably what they'll do here in this chase.
Yeah, here walking in front of us is Nico Reefer, the Surrey contracted player.
Yes, unable to play today due to not playing enough games to qualify to play for the final. Playing the semi-final here today, but it would have been nice to see him out today and see what he has to offer to Barbados cricket. As a young, product of the sand, product of the soil. So Dominic Drake versus Jason Green.
Yeah, this has been a good over so far. He'll be looking to get out the over with probably a single, but preferably not a boundary. Ooh, Grassman runs down the wicket there and plays a shot there. Umpire signals one for the over.
Grassman, as I said, never backing down from a challenge here. He will go after Dominic Drake. He does not care who you has played for or where you are from. He will go after it. And that is one way he plays. He bats himself. And if he comes off, that is very good for the Wanderers team. I'm sure Dominic Drake will back himself and his experience of playing next level to get Jason Green out or to restrict him from scoring quickly.
We see the intent there from Jason Green, so we know what he's looking to do here today. Ball just played there into the offside to end the over there. Good start for Carlton. Just 3 runs there from the over, and they're probably going to bring Dane Currency here from the Prof Edwards end to start to open from that end as well.
Yes, that has been the plan for Carlton from the entire season. Dane Currency is their new ball bowler. Tall left arm spinner. Carries a big beard right now these days. He bowls to Rashawn Williams. Tends to bowl the ball very straight at the sticks, wicket to wicket. A very complicated but efficient left arm spin.
Yeah, won't be looking to turn the ball. Probably just arm it back a bit into the stumps. Think he would probably get most of his wickets bowled than LBW, especially to the right-hander. So he'd be looking here to do that with Williams and Green at the crease. But what these two have to be wary of is that even though they're not getting any boundaries, they need to rotate the strike as well. Obviously, with the run rate being over 8 runs over nearly 8.5, they have to do a job now of rotating the strike and getting the boundaries. Can't bat any dot balls here. An appeal there, the first ball there from Currency as Rashawn Williams just plays forward and ball hits his pad and goes there into the leg side, fielded there by Young at square leg. Well played there by Williams.
Then Currency here. Playing it for the Sharpman wicket. That's where the ball went just last over. It's quite interesting to see he's not playing for Sharpman wicket, especially 75 ball into 2 right-handers, and it's not much spin on offer. So that's probably one of the areas where the ball will be likely to go, especially if he starts the ball quite straight. Back to Sharpman wicket again, down to the ground for 1 from Jason Green. It's quite interesting to see he's not bowling for Sharpman wicket here. Has the offside field packed. Has one slip. We'll call short third man. A backward point, cover point, extra cover, mid-off. Williams wide down the leg side, so we'll say he's getting away with one there, Dane Currency.
Yeah, Williams, they're probably upset they missed out, but you just got to keep there. Probably another bad ball. Well played. Very well played there by Rashawn Williams. Just getting to the pitch of the ball and hitting that over the square leg field and getting 4. Making use of the power play.
Yeah, it's very important here, especially when chasing on good large totals. They should say getting out of the power play for a good score takes a lot of pressure onto your middle order in terms of having to come in and get going from the onset, whereas they'll be able to see 1 or 2 balls before they get going again. So a good start here is very key for Wanderers.
Rashawn there looking to turn the ball there into the leg side. And the batsman going up for an appeal. Wow, and he seems to be giving out.
This is a bit strange here.
Wow. It seems the Carlton players have appealed for handling the ball, and Williams has been given out. Seems to be very upset. Seems to be very upset there. The batsman, Jason Grassman, has to come and console in there. It's been given out. Well, be given out for handling the ball there. Probably very upset. Not very sportsmanlike there from the Carlton players, it would seem. That's not what you want to see in a semi-final game, especially. He's been out handling the ball, and Jonathan Drates makes his way to the wicket now. Big not needed here from him.
I'll be replaced now. It was nice having this here, but replaced now by
So the score 10-for-1 in the second over, with Rashawn Williams there being given up handling the ball in the second over. New batsman here is Jonathan Drates, who is one of the more eye-catching batsmen to watch in Barbados. Very pleasing on the eye. Makes batting look very easy. They know they have a big task on his hands today for the Wanderers boys, if they're going to get this score of 166 chase down. Currency in here to bowl to Drates, and Drates is back turning that into the leg side, and he'll get 2. Very well played and very well run there. His hamstring seems to be good there. So that is the end of the second over. Wanderers 12-for-1, having just lost the wicket of Rashawn Williams. But it just seems getting his eye in there and seemed that he was ready to go and get some runs here today. But obviously, giving up there for handling the ball, and they always tell you no when the ball is there in frame to leave it and let it go. Hard luck on him today, but just means that his teammate will have to pick up the stick for him. Big knot here needed from Jason Green and also Jonathan Drakes to get the boys off to a good start. And joining me here in the booth, we have Adam Brown here.
Good afternoon, good afternoon.
Yeah, Adam, the head curator at the ground, would have done a fantastic job today here.
Thank you.
The guys usually refer to the field as the AB Oval. So he does a fantastic job.
Thank you very much.
He also lives behind the ground here, so he's always here.
Always, boy.
A dedicated club man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Anthony. Merritt, nice to join you back in the commentary box from last week.
Yeah, what would have been your take of what happened there just now with Rashawn Williams and the Carlton players are playing and having him out handling the ball?
Oh man, that was unfortunate on both sides.
Yeah, but
I mean, being out-handled ball is a way to be dismissed in cricket, but the whole fiasco surrounding it was unfortunate.
yeah, I don't think that's what you want to see in a semi-final game. And with a game with so much regional players on show, I think somebody should have just said, man, I don't think he was doing anything wrong, just passing it probably back to the ball, getting it probably out of his way.
Absolutely. I think it was a little bit more honest than it seemed. At least that's how it looked from the pavilion to me. I mean, I was downstairs just now when it happened. And I couldn't believe it. You know, the umpire originally said not out.
Yeah, it's not what you want to see in a big game, especially in the semifinal with two of the better teams in the competition. That's not how you want to see somebody get out.
Absolutely not. But, you know, the umpire's decision is final. So we have to live with it. You got to roll with the punches in life, and that's just a punch. That probably didn't go your way, but nevertheless, the show must go on.
Yeah, there's some people that would say that I believe in karma, that doing something like that, you never know how things might turn out. As on
Bold him!
Jason Green is gone there, playing a big swipe, and his stumps are hit there by Dominic Drakes.
That was so unnecessary. So unnecessary. Ball on the top of off stump, making his way down the wicket, trying to hit it through leg side, probably wide of mid wicket, looking for a boundary. He's a very good player when he's playing straight.
As I always say, scoreboard pressure is a serious thing, especially in a knockout game. Having to chase a score, no matter what the score is, losing wickets early, that adds pressure, and especially when you lose players of the likes of Shane Mosley, Craig Bradford, Raymond Reefer, all international pedigree players, and only 3 men would have batted in the last game. So now it means a totally different partnership at the top. Somebody different at 3. And now Rashawn Primus here straight out to bat at 4. If Wanderers are going to get close to these runs here, the two of these batsmen have to do the bulk of the scoring.
Absolutely. And they're two capable batsmen anyway. No strangers to pressure, no strangers to chasing down scores. Obviously, Rashawn Primus, very big and heavy hitter of the ball. And his partner, a good stroker of the ball. He can be quite aggressive when he needs to be. But, you know, this T20 cricket, you need to bat in partnerships. The current run rate is 6 over. They require 7.9, basically 8 over. I mean, there's not much difference between 6 and 8. It is 2 runs difference, but you can, if you bat sensibly, you can easily make that up.
Agreed.
You know, T20 cricket can easily be lost or won with 1 over.
That is true.
But right now, I would say it's a fair game. This can actually go either way. It just would require, from Wanderers' side, some sensible batting, and from Carlton's side, some very disciplined bowling.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see both of that here on off with two of the better sides in the competition, with a lot of regional experience in both sides.
Definitely. And if we check history, Carlton is one of the oldest rivals of Wanderers. And That has not. An appeal for LBW. Not out, says the umpire. I think too high. To hit him on the inner thigh pad there.
Yeah, pretty high there. The dominant joint seems to be getting the ball to swing, bringing the ball to come back into the right hander, which is a very good asset to have in T20 cricket. That's why teams like to have a left arm seamer in their side that can bring the ball back into the right handers early on.
Absolutely. This left-handed bowler, looks very accurate. Another shout for LBW. Probably pitching inside the line of leg stump on that occasion.
But I think the ball might be swinging up too much there. Swinging a bit too much. Probably have to start it further outside the off stump there if he's going to get the batsman out.
Fellas definitely need to come out on the front foot. Definitely need to come out on the front foot. He looks like a very slippery bowler. The wicket is very hard. That ball wraps him on his thigh pad, just out to square leg. They'll take a single there, pushing the score up by 1.
Score goes to 17 for 2 now in the third over. Wanderers here in a spot of bother. They will need a partnership here from two of their more experienced batsmen, two of probably the better batsmen in Barbados, one could say, in Rashawn Williams and Jonathan Drake.
Two very different batsmen as well, so the bowling team will really need to hit the straps on this with this partnership if it evolves into if it evolves into something more productive.
Yeah, Prime is somebody who used brute force, but he also said that he times the ball as well, and Jonathan Drake somebody that just oozes class.
Yeah, definitely a very good stroker of the ball. The Wanderers will need to buckle down and start.
Currency in there, and the ball turned to square leg there by Primus. No run as we start the fourth over here.
That ball's
shot there from Rashawn Primus. That goes to 4.
He won't let that one get away at all. Primus strain on his legs there. Currency usually a very disciplined bowler.
Yeah,
So-
probably one of the better white ball opening bowlers in the country. But I know an off spinner, too, that probably say that he's probably the best in Barbados right now.
Definitely the infamous Jamar Slitrick Trotman.
Yeah, I wonder how their game is going up there at Rices, if he's keeping the ball in the string, and he has been all season long.
That ball just pushed down the long on for another single there from Primus. Easy does it, you would say. But yes, I think that Currency, he's a very good opening bowler. Left arm orthodox. Jamar Trotman, the same could be said of him. He's just a right-handed bowler.
Yeah, obviously, if you get the right-handers to be able to, with the arm ball, and get the ball seaming back into the batsman, and if it's a right-handed ball into the left-hander, the same thing.
Definitely. Drake's there, and he's seen a little tentative out on the front foot there to Currency. Ball probably taking the inside edge onto the pad.
Drake goes back there and forces that ball into the offside there, but no run taken. It's a good over so far by Currency. Gets through his overs very fast. Currency in again one more time to Drake. Drake is back, forcing that through the offside. Lovely shot. Gotta run some runs there. Oh, and that's 4. That's 4. That's 4. Brilliantly played there by Jonathan Drake there, the fielder, not being able to pulling it back, but then the ball rolling onto him is in the fence, and has 4 runs there. Brilliant shot there by Jonathan Drake.
He's a very classy looking player, isn't he?
Very much so, very much
Lots
so.
of support down there in the stand on the west side.
Yeah, people come up to watch some good cricket, man.
We'll check the live scores and see if we can get a score for our listeners from the other game, which will be Gladiola versus UEA up at the Rice's Oval.
We have our first bowling change here from the Stephen Farmer end. You have Naeem Young coming into the attack, replacing Dominic Riggs.
There's losing two very important wickets. One was a bit unfortunate. The other one was a bit of a cross stroke.
I think it seems to be getting feisty out there on the field, as it seems that bowler, as Rashawn Prime is telling Naeem Young, he has to take off sleeves there as he wants to bowl.
Absolutely. I mean, that's playing cricket white season bowling and a white ball is nonsense. Maybe an oversight on the bowler's part. I don't think he meant anything rude by it. Young into border Primus. That ball slapped back over the bowler's head. That will go for 6. Rashawn Primus stamping his authority in the early.
Seems to be some words there from the batsman to the bowler, letting him know that I'm here. Rashawn Primus is going to go on the attack here. No two ways about it. He's going to stamp his dominance here.
Score moving on to 26 for 2. That ball cranked into the offside again, but fielded
By Shamar Springer there at cover.
Shamar Springer, another very good cricketer. Carlton Young Lions. Over the years, though, we did see a dip in Carlton's cricket between when the old guard phased out and the youngsters came in, but they shot the balls. Lord have mercy.
Wow.
That ball was short and wide outside the off stump. Rashawn Primus, he would never ever let those go to the keeper. That ball flew past the man at deep cover, and that ball raced away to the boundary for 4.
Rashawn Primus is taking matters into his own hand. I know that he looks to Rashawn Williams as his little brother, and he's not going to stand for that.
Absolutely. Rashawn Primus, he has a grudge to settle in this game, and that to much delight of the Wonders dressing room.
This can't bowl at Rashawn Primus. Simple as that.
It's simple. There's not much to bowl at Rashawn Primus, to be honest. Me and you would know that all too well when we attend practice sessions. That ball hit backward of point. That will rain away all the way down to the boundary for 4. Rashawn Primus doing a bit of jogging. Plenty of excitement here in the Wanderers dressing room in this over.
Things have certainly gone feisty here. Rashawn Primus.
Definitely. So what do you think about the Carlton innings?
I think it faded away. To begin, don't think they had a bad start. But then they were 64 for 3 after 10. And then Welcome Goodman and Naeem Young would have batted pretty well, and then Young probably getting out at the right time, and then the innings just faded away there. Obviously, the captain turned to Kurt Edwards, which should turn out to be a master stroke in the end, and him getting 4 for 13.
Right. Very useful one-day bowler as well, Kurt. Also, Craig Brathwaite.
Yeah, he probably just filled the role that Craig usually does.
Definitely. Inside edge on that occasion, out the mid-wicket. They won't get a run there. I think Primus looking to belt that one back past the bowler again.
Yeah,
really hope that the rush of blood doesn't get the better of him in this over. Score now moving on to 40 for 2 in the 5th over. 1 ball left.
He's got the right person at the other end with him there, Jonathan Drakes. Somebody who's a calm level head who you'll probably listen to.
Definitely. And that ball blazed past the man at mid-off. He had no reaction time on that occasion. Primus making the most of this over. As I said earlier, he has a grudge settled, and I think the grudge has and he moves on to 23 for just 12 deliveries.
Rashawn Primus there just asserting his dominance there, showing that Naeem Young, I'm sorry, but you can't come and bowl at me here today. Primus there showing that hitting him all over the ground. And it goes for 4 more as the score moves on to 44 for 2 in the 5th over. The Carlton boys seem to be doing a lot of talking here. That's not what we like to see in cricket nowadays. You want to see the bat and the ball do the talking.
Yeah, things probably just getting a little heated out there. A bit of intervention there from the umpires.
Yeah, that's much
But
needed.
In a highly anticipated semi-final game between two teams who have been arch rivals from the beginning of time, and that certainly continues to this day. Both teams filled with excellent young players.
Very much.
All of them have bright futures in cricket, but there's only so many spots in any one team, so the emotions are quite high.
Oh,
Currency in again.
There by Jonathan Drake. Up and over mid off. Oozes class, as I've said earlier. One of the most eye-catching batsmen to watch in Barbados. Makes it look so easy.
That was a very fluent and easy on the eye stroke over the head of the bowler. No chance for the man at mid-off to get around. He went the area road on that occasion and it paid off.
Yeah, just picking the gaps in the field. The bowlers, 2 fielders are out deep mid-wicket and long on, so just hitting straight back over the bowler's head. Value for his shots there with that 4.
Suffice to say that Wanderers are now capitalizing on the final over in the power play.
Yeah, I think with Rashawn Primus being there, coming to the crease early, and looking like he has something to settle up there with the Carlton boys, probably running a lot of talk. Rashawn Primus is going to tell him, nah, not here today, not while I'm at the crease.
Not on my watch, guys. Well, the ball is back in play, and we're ready to resume this over. Jonathan Drake's now, he's 11 off of 6 deliveries. Primus walloping away with 23 from 12. The current run rate, 9.29, is only requiring 7.96 for victory. In terms of their run rate, target is 166. A reasonably easy total to get on this ground and this pitch.
I wouldn't necessarily say that. The wicket seems to be playing good, yes, but as I said, scoreboard pressure is a very serious thing in these games. And obviously with 12 runs being added for a slow over rate, Wanderers would have been thinking they would have been chasing 154, but then the 12 runs being added meant they would have had to chase 166. So it meant that they probably have to go a little harder in the power play, which Rashawn Primus and Jonathan Drake here are showing. They just need a partnership. Just need these two to take it as deep as possible.
Definitely. I think they would need to see this all the way through to at least the 15th over to make sure that Wanderers has the foundation that they need to finish the innings off.
Yeah, obviously they still have Kurt Evers in the hut and Diego Stewart, who's been proving to have done very well finishing the innings. And you see delicate one more there from Jonathan Drake.
Very delicate on that occasion. He's just giving himself some room and late cutting that will beat the man at backward point. That was straight out of the middle of the bat. I see from last time we were commentating together, lots of good comments on your feed. Plenty of compliments. People think that you should take this up as a career, Anthony.
I like playing cricket more. I like playing it more. Thanks. But it's always something that I also like doing. Oh my God!
You cannot improve on perfection on that occasion. Wrong length for Currency, not a bad line actually, but the wrong length. And Jonathan Drake's a fantastic driver of the ball. He pounced on it immediately. He pierced the field with clinical precision, and that ball will go all the way to the fence. Taking the score now up to 56 for 2 in 5.5 overs.
I'm gonna go out here and put my head out and say that Jonathan Drake is the best batsman in Barbados to not have played for Barbados yet.
Absolutely. I could not fault you on that statement. I don't think he's been given the opportunity that his potential deserves. Just coming off of an injury as well. That shot makes it look like he was never injured.
More certainly, and obviously not being able to get in the nets as usual as he would have been, and probably down at the over practicing as well. But he surely is bringing all his stops out today.
And that's good to see. Given the situation of the game, certain things would be playing on your mind in this situation. The slow over rate, 12 penalty runs. Your shoulders and your psyche, your mental psyche might sort of drop. But it seems that the guys are very confident in themselves and in the wicket and the surroundings.
Yeah, I know the Carlton boys don't seem to be as yapping as much as they were before. People forget this game is between bat and ball.
Talk doesn't rain cricket games. We all know this.
It just punches that one there into the offside again.
Currency must be glad for that dot ball. Currency to Drake's. Driven down to mid-off. No run there. Ball was hit fairly well.
One ball left in this over. And with that being said, the power play as well.
That ball outside the line of the leg stump. Wide call by the umpire. Score moving up now to 56. 57, sorry, for 2. There's one ball left in the over.
Oh, lovely.
My goodness. Over pitched again. Wrong length from Currency. Jonathan Drake, he would never, ever, ever let those slide. And that ball has gone all the way into the the southern boundary. Almost going in the pool.
Yeah, two of these have really stamped their dominance premise. They're reversing Jonathan Drake. That's with pure elegance and class and timing. And look at that fantastic power play there for the Wanderers boys after losing 2 wickets. They're scoring now 63 after 6 overs.
Well, that's the end of the power play, so I'm sure we're going to see the field spread quite a bit. Be interesting to see the bowling change from the Stephen Farmer end, the pavilion end here at Wanderers.
Looks like we're going to get Keon Harding here into the attack.
Oh my goodness. I was looking forward to another over from Naeem. But that was not to be. We all know that would not happen. That's the Wanderers coach that we currently have on camera.
And Nico Reefer. See the other guys there in good spirits. Jason Green,
Kurt Edwards,
Sylvester Moore, Ian Bradman boys.
Everybody's all smiles at the moment. Good day of cricket. I must say though, I must commend Ricky Clark. Fantastic coach. Very dedicated member of the club and to his team.
Yeah, he's here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, bringing along the troops.
Saturdays and Sundays on game days as well. He practically lives here just like me.
That is right.
It's a lovely day of cricket, Anthony. I'm glad that the weather is hold. There's supposed to be some rain tomorrow. They say there's a 60 or 65% chance of rain. Today was only 40%. Not even a drizzle today. Lovely day of cricket compared to the last probably 5 weeks where we've had endless work to do in order to get cricket to start. I'm glad that we were able to get this together without a hitch.
Yes, people want to come out on a Saturday and watch some cricket, some very good cricket as well.
Absolutely. Those who weren't able to make it can enjoy it on the stream. Compliments of Bell Imagery, growing from strength to strength.
Yeah, they do a fantastic job covering the games here at Wanderers. Obviously, not just the elite team, but they cover the intermediate games as well and a second division game as well. So everybody benefiting from it.
Definitely. At this current rate in 6 overs, Carlton were 51 for 3 in the power play. Wanderers being 63 for 2. So you could say that they're well ahead at this point. 1 wicket less, but several runs more.
Yeah, Wanderers just need now for Drakes and Primus to bats and balls, probably get it to the power play, just keep rotating his strikes in between there, we get a boundary ball and just stay there and then set it up for Kurt Edwards and Diego Stewart to finish the game.
Well, we'd really like them to take it all the way, wouldn't we?
Certainly would. I think that would make it for excellent watching. As Keon Harding there, Rashawn Primus.
taking the edge of Primus. Lots of bounce on that occasion. And going out to the wicket now, we have the experienced Kurt Edwards, former West Indies Barbados player. He also plies his trade in the CPL. Last seen for the Jamaica Talawas.
Harding played for Barbados. Harding played for Barbados this year in the one game.
Not a bad bowler himself, actually.
Showing that there again, the key wicket there with Rashawn Primus. But obviously another imposing batsman here who likes to dominate in Kurt Edwards.
Definitely. He likes to get on with it.
I think that despite getting out, I think that was a very important hand there from Rashawn Primus because it was able to get Wanderers above the rate, and it now allows for Jonathan Drakes and Kurt Edwards to get their eye in and take some time. Obviously, the run rate is good. Just look to work around the ball. They'll get boundary balls in between there and set it up. We still got very much a deep batting lineup. Got Ian Boyce, who's a very, very good batsman coming in at 7.
Another powerful hitter as well.
That's right.
I think Rashawn Primus is a bit disappointed with that one.
Yeah, I'm sure he would be. Obviously did assert his dominance there, but he would have been looking to do it a little more. Some rush of blood there, probably signing up there for his little brother Rashawn Williams and beating Naeem Young at the attack.
It's safe to say he put his little brother in the doghouse there. Kurt Edwards just coming across in his wicket, punching that, nudging out the deep backward square boundary for a single. He's off the mark. Wanderers' score now goes up to 64 for the loss of 3. Halfway through the 7th over.
Yes, Jonathan Drakes here. He's the man set. He's going to have to carry it as deep as possible. And Kurt Edwards is going to have to look to get himself in and then look to score freely. Because that's what Wanderers need here at this moment.
Absolutely. I think that they need to dig deep, the guys. But as you rightly said, Anthony, they're well ahead of the run rate here. So there's no need for rash shots at all. Looks like a bit of a sore ball there from Harding.
That ball not getting up there as Drake's looking to pull that.
Nothing really bothering the batsman at this stage. I mean, Drakes has been out there for 2 overs, 12 deliveries for his 25. Kurt Edwards got off the mark straight away. Would expect nothing less from a player of his caliber.
That's right, and if he's looking here, he can lead his team to victory here today. As Keon Harding's in again here for the 5th ball in his first over. Outside the off stump. Just hit to the sweeper there by Drakes. Some bad running there by the Wanderers batsman there as the fielder misfields the ball on the boundary. Only being 1. Score moves up to 65 now in the 7th over. 65 for 3. That should be a wide there, signaled by the umpire, and yes it is. As Harding bowls a bumper there, that'll be 1 for the over. Well played shot there by Kurt Edwards, driving it to the deep cover boundary where it's fielded cleanly and thrown back to the bowlers end there, and that's the end of the 7th over with the score now being 67 for 3, and that over saw Keon Harding get the very important wicket of Rashawn Primus.
Yeah, that was a key wicket on Carlton's radar. Thank you for that little cameo innings, Merritt. Now joining me in the commentary box is Jamar Cheeseman Lane. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yeah, good afternoon, Adam Brown. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. Looking forward one of these days seeing you back in the maroon and yellow.
Well, I plans on playing next year, so hopefully I'm able to get on field then.
Yeah, you've been sidelined for quite a bit due to some unforeseen injuries and work-related matters, but I hope that your injury is better now and your work schedule is less rigorous, and it'll be good to see you running in from the southern end.
Yeah, definitely. I came in to practice a couple of weeks ago and was really able to get a good stretch with the guys and I'm feeling back to normal.
Good. Glad to hear that. I will make sure I buy a helmet next year, and I will come in the nets and look forward to facing 5 or 6 balls from you.
Yeah, man. Looking forward to that.
Years ago, we used to have the ball up by my shoulder on a regular basis. Can't forget those good times. Change in bowling from the southern end. Change of bowling from the southern end. That's Matthews. I believe that's Carlton's captain. Kurt Edwards getting his front foot across and paddling that one down to almost fine leg. The man at deep backward square having to make a lot of ground to get down there. The batsman will get 2, taking the score now up to 67. We're in 2 balls into the 7th over. So what's your analysis here, Mr. Lane?
I think Wanderers has done very well in order to get themselves back into the game. Losing 2 wickets in the first 4 overs. And Rashawn Williams coming in and playing a fantastic innings. Was very unlucky to get out there by a beautiful delivery just outside the off stump there to Keon Harding. But right now, honestly, I think the game is in the balance.
Definitely. Carlton bowlers starting to struggle a bit with extras. Wide they're called by the umpire. Score now moving on to 70. Kurt Edwards, ball outside the off stump. He's looking for one, but not to be. Jonathan Drake's, we know him to be a very conservative player. Plays well within himself. Right now he's going at a very good rate. 26 runs from 13 deliveries.
Yeah, and it's looking to me here, Kurt's game plan right now is just try to keep the score ticking, trying to place the ball into the gaps, trying to get himself in a batting rhythm.
He's batting around Jonathan, who's the man that's in.
Yes, he is.
But that's a smart tactic. And that ball is gone the area route. The fielder is not even going to be interested. That ball has gone all the way into the second property next door to the ground. And
it's gone over Sarsky.
Oh man, it's gone all the way into Paho.
Well, if it's one thing you should know, don't ever bowl in Kurt's drive because the ball will go to the ground.
Absolutely.
Very strong in that area. So now the score moves on now to 76 for 3 in the 8th over. Jonathan Drake's on 26 and Kirk Edwards moves on to 10 from 7 balls. And right now, seems as though the Carlton players are not sure where the ball has gone, and the Wanderers players are right now trying to indicate to them where they will have to go in order to retrieve the ball. But right now at the moment, Wanderers way ahead of the run rate. It's 9.7 and right now the required run rate is 7.40. So Wanderers way ahead of the run rate right now.
Yes, as we see a ball change there, that ball is hit very far by Kurt Edwards, and Adam Brown has left us here in the commentary box to go and retrieve that ball.
Imagine that. I just saw him just take off the headphones and going through the door, but I never thought that he would have been going to retrieve the ball.
Club man.
Wow.
Dedicated club man, as I said earlier.
What a guy.
That's right.
So it seems as though there has been a ball change here. As Matthew Jones into Kirk Edwards, and Kirk Edwards getting back and working the ball there deep mid-wicket area, picking up 1. He moves on now to 11.
10 from that over. Was 77 for 3 after 8. Wanderers ahead of the run rate here and going pretty well. They will want these two to carry it as deep as possible to set it up for Diego Stewart. And Ian Boyce to come, and Adam Brown retrieves the ball and sends it back. Quality, man. Isn't he, Mr. Lane?
Definitely, definitely. For a guy to be in the commentary, right, and lead the commentary to retrieve the ball for the Carlton players, he has to be a very amazing person.
Yes, I guess he doesn't want his boys, the Wanderers boys, to be disadvantaged with the new ball that Carlton would have to use, not wanting that to be too soft.
Very good point there, Mark. So it's Keon Harding into Kirk Edwards. Ball just on a good length. On the stumps too as well. Kirk just getting back and playing it back to the bowler. Very good delivery there. As I said earlier, it seems as though Kirk he's remaining with his game plan right now, with just trying to get himself into a batting rhythm, respecting the good deliveries that the bowler bowls.
Oh, lovely shot there, but Fielder getting a hand to it and only being 1. As we see Nikhil Uttamchandani makes his way back here to the ground. With school going on, I think he said he has to go and do an exam. I hope he did pretty well on it. Smart fella he is. A very keen contest here. Oh, beautiful ball in there by Keon Harding. And he hits the stunts of Jonathan Drake, and Jonathan Drake goes. Probably should be on a flight to New Zealand this week.
And there is nothing he can really do about that. Beautiful delivery there by Keon Harding. A ball that was ball right on the crease.
Right up in the block hole. So I think the skipper, Diego Stewart, is going out to bat now. He has a big role to play here. He's got a bat with Kirk Edwards still. 11 overs left after this. Big knock needed from the captain, Diego Stewart, here today. Some would say a veteran in this cricket, playing this cricket for a while now. Got a lot of experience, and he'll be joining somebody like Kirk Edwards, who himself has West Indies and regional experience. 78 for 4 now the score. What are your takes right now on the game, Mr. Lane?
Well, right now saying that Wanderers is well ahead of the run rate. I just think that all they really need to do is try to keep the score ticking, and bad balls will come.
That is right, because this is Keon Harding's second over. Dominic just with a bowl 2 as well. So it means other bowlers have to come into the attack as well and bowl.
Exactly. We are right now into the 9th over. After this, we have 11 overs remaining. So it's just very important right now for the guys to just keep the score ticking over, and eventually boundaries will come.
And that's 4 there for Diego Stewart. I think that's good for him. Getting a boundary straight away. The first ball he faces and off the mark, and 4 more added to the total. The score goes up now to 82 for 4 inside the 9th over.
And exactly what I just said. After bowling a beautiful delivery to get out Jonathan Drake, his follow-up delivery now. First ball to the new batsman, Diego Stewart. I don't know what to call it. Some piece of lumper, and it was dispatched well by Diego Stewart there down to the boundary. Backward square for 4.
As Harding turns from his mark, he'll be very disappointed with that ball there. He turns in to go to Diego Stewart once more. Diego Stewart plays it there into the offside, no run.
So, Anthony, with the batsmen remaining in the hut there for Wonders, do you think that they'll be able to see it through?
Very much so. Obviously, you have Ian Boyce to come next, who's a very accomplished batsman. It just so happens that this Wonders side is deep. That it means that somebody like Ian Boyce, somebody with his caliber, has to bat down at 7. But obviously, after that, you still have Nikolai Charles to come, who can hit the ball as well. Jordan Nells, who's a capable hitter, and you still have the keeper in Sylvester Moore, who is a very capable batsman as well. I'm sure Jair McCallister will be saying that if the long hand is required, that he sure can do that as well. With his favorite shot being a slog sweep to any delivery.
So the score moves on now to 82 for 4. And that's 9 overs being bowled. Keon Harding has completed his second over, and he takes his figures now to 2 for 9.
Jamar Lane.
And now we have international commentator Nikhil Uttam Chandani here in the booth with us.
Well, Jamar Lane, I don't know if I can call myself international when it comes to you and your camera work. Maybe that's the only international thing we have on this panel, as we've got a bowling.
Well, the reason why I say international is because if I recalling correctly, I saw you on CPL being interviewed by the great Ian Bishop. Imagine that.
Yes, it was a good opportunity, Jamar. And speaking about international, you've got an international batsman at the crease in Kirk Edwards, former West Indies Test captain, and he needs to get his side over the line here today. If Wonders are going to be successful. They're going at a good run rate, Jamar, but it's just about the wickets lost. We saw some consolidation by Carlton with the partnership of Marlon Welcome Goodman and Naeem Young, and maybe that's what's required by these two.
Yes, and I'm very confident here in these two being able to bring the game home to Wonders. Kirk, obviously a former West Indies player and also a former captain of the Windward Volcanoes as well. So he has the experience, and he also has the maturity to bring home for Wonders Cricket Club.
Tell me about that dismissal that we saw in the last over by Keon Harding, because you had two well-established batsmen. Well, you had Rashawn Primus, who was dismissed a couple overs before, but to get that crucial hit of Jonathan Drakes, how important was it for Carlton? And maybe that goes down to the caliber of player that Keon Harding is, obviously playing for Barbados and very close to that West Indies setup as well.
Yeah, definitely, and he's been doing very well for the Barbados Pride too as well. One of the leading wicket takers for the Pride last season, the first class competition. But when it is you have two batsmen going great guns, unlucky their ball just landing in between.
Good running by these two.
Ball landing just in between the mid-off area.
But the reason I asked you about Keon is because I know you work closely with the Barbados Pride franchise in your analysis work. So that's why I asked you in terms of what you've seen. 80 runs to get from 60 balls as we reach the halfway mark of things. Wonders 86. But continue on the merit of Keon Harding, because I'm very curious to hear what you have to say about him. And then tell me how, if you're a Wonders batting side, as you can see them on your screen now, how do you navigate the likes of Harding and Dominic Drakes to come?
Both of them are two very quality bowlers, but with the two players that we have out in the middle, I think that we will still be able to get the job done. Obviously, these guys will have the ability to bowl good balls, but sometimes with these players, sometimes you have players who sometimes overthink the cricket. You understand? And it leads to them bowling bad deliveries. Like, for example, Harding bowled a beautiful Yorker delivery to get out Jonathan Drakes, and then right after that, he come and bowl a sharp ball that
which was clipped off the hips.
It was pulled down to deep backward square for 4 by Diego Stewart. But new batsman coming in, you don't really need to try anything. Bowl the ball stump to stump.
And I'm sure you'll have a word with him, your fast bowler, because he has a extremely major part, in my opinion, to play in West Indies cricket. I think he's an extremely exciting player, and you talk about him, and I want to also shed some light on Dominic Drakes as well, who I think, because of Shamar Holder, who of course is in that West Indies side to go to New Zealand, and Keon Harding, the spotlight is on those two. But Dominic Drakes, to me, Jamar, you can let me know your opinion. I think he's an extremely special player. He's done it with bat this season, scoring at 64 and 28 deliveries in a game to get Carlton over the line, really, in when they were going helter-skelter. I'll just tell you who that was against. It was against Yorkshire. And then, of course, we see his prowess with the ball as well. 2 overs, 1 for 6 runs. What about Dominic Drakes? Do you think enough attention is shed on him?
Another player who has great mobility, and unfortunately for him, he wasn't able to really get into the side, the Barbados side last season, because we had the likes of Kemar Roach and also Jason Holder, and as well, Keon Harding and Shamar Holder. Those two were doing very well. But again, Dominic Drakes, a guy, he has a lot of ability, and eventually his time will come. He just needs to keep on working hard at his game. I have seen some improvements in his game as well, not only with the ball but with the bat, and his time will come.
Well, we really look forward to seeing what he can produce, because I know I really trust your standards, Jamar. So when you tell me a player is special, I really can depend on it. Speaking about special and speciality, you've got Keon Harding back to bowl his 3rd over. Is this a good move by the captain to get maybe in the ploy to get another wicket and break this crucial partnership for Wanderers?
Definitely it is. Keon Harding, he's bowling well. His figures right now is 3. He's bowled 3 overs for
9 runs it is.
Exactly, 9
2
runs.
overs, yeah.
It's 2 overs?
Yes, 2 overs, 1 for 9 he has bowled. Okay, we'll note that. Thank you very much. We're just getting a bit of feedback there. So please continue to let your comments come on the stream. We want to know that you're hearing the production very clearly. But yes, Keon Harding, the captain, Matthew Jones opting to go with Harding, bowl his 3rd over, and I can't fault him, because you've got some solid elsewhere in terms of Dominic Drakes, who can bowl to death if required. And I like how Stewart and Edwards are taking the attack to Harding, because you don't want to let him get too comfortable bowling at the batsman.
Yeah, exactly. And also to add to what you were saying there as well, we still have Shamar Springer, who hasn't bowled as yet, and he's also a very quality bowler too as well.
And that was a bit to my surprise. I thought, of obviously Shamar Springer, who's a CPL caliber and obviously international one day, I would assume, level all-rounder. He's done it with both ball and bat, and for the Jamaica Tallow was his franchise last year. He would have done more with the ball. So I would really expect him to take, some more initiative with the ball. But I guess when you have a lot of talent that they do in Carlton, and you would have had the likes of Kyle Mears, who was bowling his seam, you have Keon Harding, Dominic Drakes, Naeem Young, maybe just a hint of, probably some difference in that attack. So maybe that's why he's not employing the bowling.
Well, honestly, I'm very surprised to see he hasn't bowled as yet, but as the game goes on, we will definitely see if he will be brought into bowl. But Shamar Springer is usually a guy who really comes in and just bowl his variations, slower balls, off cutters, leg cutters. He's that kind of bowler. And definitely on this kind of wicket that's not really giving much to the bowlers, he can be a force to reckon with.
Well said, Jamar. Extremely manageable situation if you're sitting in the Wanderers camp. Kirk Edwards, Jamar, he'll have so much expertise and experience to his name. He's played for the West Indies for a number of years. He's played for Wanderers. How can he go about this situation? Wanderers in a run chase. And you mentioned the slower ball, and there it comes. And in the end, bit successful result for Wanderers. It's a small victories, and they come back for 2. So they have to keep the scoreboard ticking.
Yep, and they're definitely doing that right now. Kurt Edwards was just able to get his bat on that one. Slower Yorker there, very good ball there by Keon Harding, and he was able there to pick up 2. Ball going down to 3rd man.
Jamar, I can tell you it's very difficult to do an exam on the day of a semi-final when your club is playing against in a blockbuster tie. I was checking the score every 30 seconds while still trying to write questions, and this is really good running by these two. Now, Jamar.
Wait, excuse me, in the exam, how can you check the score in the exam, Nikhil?
Oh, well, it's of course due to the COVID-19. It's an online exam, so we're allowed to use material, etc. So I just had to open a new tab, Jamar, and make sure I keep a keen eye on the proceedings here. So then I went to Hearts Gap to do the exam in an office, and I ran back, sprinted at 100 miles per hour back to the region's Mecca. Sorry, the island's Mecca, as I like to say. Wanderers Cricket Club. I can't wait to see this finish here. It's going to be a good one. That's Keon Harding. What an action. What a bowler. And again, a bit of deception from Harding. And you mentioned the use of deliveries on this surface. Many people, Jamar, would look at this surface and say there's not much in it for bowlers. But you being someone that's bowled and played on this surface for a lot of years, what does it offer for a bowler?
Well, looking at it now, at first glance, I thought it was very flat. But seeing that the bowlers are trying to bowl slower balls on it is actually assisting the bowlers in that area.
Well, big crowd in. He's really middling the ball today, Kirk Edwards. Probably early on in his innings, he'll probably seek to hit that one a bit to the left of the middle in the circle. That's probably the goal. But the fact that he's in this good nick, 20 from 20, he had some starts in the tournament, but I think for a player like his caliber to do it when it matters most, and if he's able to get ones over the here, I think it'll be a fantastic achievement.
Yes, I agree with you. He has all the experience. He's the most experienced player in the dressing room. So I think this is a very good opportunity for him to raise his hand and bring it home for the guys.
Yes, he's had scores in this tournament thus far, 5-14. He got a 34 against Isolation that was pivotal in getting Wanderers, I don't know if you remember, but 120, which allowed them to defend that and then, you know, top the group and continue that undefeated reign. And this is another good shot. Oh, it's so delicate and it's going to go into the boundary. Kirk Edwards, he's in some touch today. He seemed to dab that one to backward of point, but it came off the under edge and it went down to the boundary for 4, but that's a welcome result for Wanderers.
Yes, it is, and it takes on the score now to 98 for 4.
Matthew Jones, would you target him if you're the two at the crease?
Definitely I would, because, you know, right now, Keon Harding, he's bowling a fantastic spell, so.
Let's see, he tries it again, this time straight to the man. Dominic Drates is there. What about this field? You've got the men out, they've got deep backwards square, they've got a deep mid wicket, and of course the long on and long off, and they've also got a man at the cover boundary. That's Harding. Oh, this one's beaten everyone, and that's going to be 4 more. So this is a really good over for Wanderers. You've got 8 in the first 3 deliveries. You couldn't ask for any better, and of course that run rate is going to continue to come down.
Yep. So from here on, I would just try to rotate the strike. You already have 8 in the over. So pick up singles, twos and singles right now. It'd be good to tip it off.
And you're hearing clapping in your speakers because that's the Wanderers camp. They're extremely delighted with this partnership here. And Diego Short, you know, he's not faced many deliveries, only 5 deliveries thus far. But as captain, I like to call him the finisher. He really knows what to do in these sort of situations. And I'm sure they'll be expecting a lot from Short. You'll see a bit of laughter coming from the Wanderers dugout. And you just mentioned that's what you want to do.
Beautiful stroke there by Kirk Edwards, getting one. And it takes him on to 29 from 25 balls. So his strike rate is over 100, which is always good in T20 cricket.
One thing I want to ask you about, Jamar, is this is good batting by these two. You got 2 boundaries in the first 3 deliveries and then continue to rotate the strike, and they take 10 runs off the over. So a good over is at the end 12. It's 104 for 4. I want to ask you something in terms of what Anthony mentioned about Ian Boyce, the next batsman to come. How much do you believe in his ability in terms of if he's required to go out there and bat with Kirk Edwards or Diego Short to get Wanderers over the line, because it will be a pressure situation at that time?
Well, as you know, Ian Boyce is a fantastic player, very good all-rounder, and in any other team, he will probably be batting higher. And he's more than good enough for to bat at 4 or maybe 5. So I think that he will be able to get the job done if he's called upon.
Naeem Young into the attack, replacing Keon Harding. So the captain Jones opting to save one of Harding's, and he's bowled him. I was just saying the captain opting to save one of Harding's overs to the end, and it shows the depth and ability of this Carlton bowling attack. He brings on one of his, he's a younger statesman, but he's experienced, playing in U19 World Cup, playing for the Barbados Tridents, and Naeem Young showing his prowess as an all-rounder. He disrupts the stumps of Diego Stewart, and that is a big wicket for Wonders. So an extremely big wicket. Diego Stewart will feel disappointed that he's have to walk back to the hut because he was looking in good nick. Obviously only facing 5 deliveries prior to that. That one seemed to have a bit on it. It just seemed to angle into him, and I think a big space between bat and pad, and unfortunately for him, he's walking back. But I must credit Jamar the bowling of Naeem Young.
There by Naeem Young, but I think Diego Stewart would have missed out on that one because it was nothing more than a half volley that he missed out on.
Yeah, I'm sure he would back himself to hit those. We've seen some good batting by Stewart in this tournament, especially at the end of the innings, but we just mentioned Ian Boyce, and here is where he has his part to play. You speak of him very highly in terms of the caliber of a batsman that he is.
Yes, and right now in current situation, the game, all he really needs to do is to bat around curve.
Yes, you would want to probably give Edwards a strike early on in his innings, especially. Probably get his eye in and then get back into it. It's a huge wicket for Naeem Young and Carlton, who's been brought on to get the breakthrough, and we're just having some technical difficulties, but we're going to get those rectified for you. In the meantime, Young is in, bowls this one, a loud appeal. That's definitely going down leg. So Boyce, it struck him pretty much in front, but it definitely clear that one seemed to be going on leg stump.
That one is definitely missing. However, still reasonable appeal for the Carlton boys.
Nikolai Charles shadow batting in front of us. He'll back his ability.
Most definitely.
If called upon, Wanderers still got some. At the time, you got Sylvester Moore, very capable batsman, of course, the wicketkeeper. And this is nervous times for Wanderers as the inside edge. And luckily for them, doesn't result in any wicket. So they've just lost the wicket. If you're Kurt Edwards now, Jamar, what do you do? Well, we're just having a brief break. I didn't realize Jamar actually has left us, so we're going to get somebody to join us, Anthony Merritt. They're working him extremely hard today, but of course he's extremely good at what he does. I love the analysis that he provides as young. It's a lot of responsibility on him, and Kurt Edwards looks extremely good. A flick of the wrist and his good fielding at the boundary by Dominic Drakes to just restrict that to a single. So they're extremely tight in the field are Carlton. They've got runs on the board, 160. And you know, seeing the score, and I've heard that Wanderers dropped some chances, so they'll hope that it doesn't end up costing them. Naeem Young has bowled an excellent over thus far, trying to reel in that run rate. And this is well done by Boyce, who's just trying to get in. You don't want to be playing too aggressively and then you give your wicket away. He needs to build a partnership. And speaking of partnerships, I'm about to start one with the young analyst, Anthony Merritt, intermediate captain. He's done well for his team this year, and now he's doing a different job at the elite BCA T20 Cup as Boyce, whom Anthony Merritt has put a lot of expectation on. I heard him in his last stint. He rates him very highly as a batsman, and they're going to run 2. This is great running by these two to get back for 2 and maybe 3. That's definitely, I thought the 3 was on. Anthony, good afternoon to you. Great to be in the commentary box with you once again. What about this 108 for 5 by Wanderers?
Yeah, good afternoon, Nikhil. Good to see you here. I think the game is pretty even at the moment, but Kurt Edwards is going to hold the key here for Wanderers. Kurt Edwards holds the key.
Yes, he definitely does. 7 overs remain. Kirk Edwards 30 from 26. Both Drakes and Primus got starts. That's the key thing, and that's probably what will be disappointing for Wanderers, that one of them were not able to kick on. You see how well Kirk Edwards is batting. You would think if Primus or Drakes was at the crease right now, with the way they were striking the ball, you would really expect them to be in a much more comfortable position. But nonetheless, 58 from 42 balls, 5 wickets in hand. Who are you backing at this point?
I'm going to go with Wanderers 100%. They still got batting here in the hut in the likes of Nicolai Charles and Sylvester Moore and Jordan Nels. It just so happens, as I said earlier, that with the batsmen that we have at the top, it means that guys who are capable batsmen as well have to come down the order. But just to add one more thing, with the innings that look, I think that will run away for 4 more there for Kirk Edwards.
Yeah, so what they've done well, the Wanderers batsmen, and Kirk Edwards especially, he's targeted Matthew Jones, and you need to do that when you have 2 bowlers in Drakes and Harding bowling so economically. So this is good batting by Edwards. You were saying?
Yeah, the knots that Rashawn, Primus, and Jonathan Drakes would have played meant that they didn't bat too much balls, but they scored pretty quickly. So they got the score up. Meant the run rate was up, the required run rate came down, and it meant then that Kirk Edwards and after him will have balls to bat and be able to get into themselves there. Obviously, Diego Stewart was doing that there. It was unfortunate there to get bowled there just now in the previous over, but just means now boys had some balls to bat. I'm pretty sure this would have been the most balls that he would have had to bat probably for the season.
Oh, he's got him. What a bit that is. Matthew Jones, he takes off in celebration, and the Wanderers' heads drop. They can't believe it. Kirk Edwards, the ball in the slot, it was there to be hit, and gets a send-off by Dominic Drakes, because they know the importance of that wicket. That's a crucial wicket for Carlton to get, and Carlton and their supporters are buzzing. What a wicket.
Yeah, don't think that shot was needed there from Kirk Edwards. Got 4, that was the first ball, get a single, get the next batsman there on strike. It means now it's up to Nicolai Charles, who's going out here to bat. He has to bat together with Ian Boyce.
Of course, we are at Wanderers, but I don't want to discredit the bowling performance by Carlton, because they've got runs on the board and now they've done extremely well. Matthew Jones, he's taken some stick thus far in the innings, and I really credit him for the courageous approach to flight the ball up after he knows that Kirk Edwards aiming to take him on, and in the end it pays off for him. Takes an excellent return catch. I wish we could see a replay of that, because that was a stellar catch.
Yeah, that was a top catch there. Hit right back at him and he holds on to it.
Kirk Edwards is extremely disappointed, and rightfully so, because I think probably he hit the ball as good as he's done all season in this game, and really when it mattered most, a crucial knock of 34. Now, Anthony, you've alluded to the deep batting lineup that Wanderers carry and have in this game. Nicolai Charles, usually known for his leg spin abilities, can he and Ian Boyce get into Wanderers over there?
I'm sure they believe that. If they don't believe that, it doesn't make sense to two of them being out there batting, then does it? But Nicolai Charles and Ian Boyce, these are the boys that come to practice and hit the ball into the Starsky every evening. Obviously, they've got some time at the crease, and they have to make use of that to get these Wanderers boys over the line. The ball down there, down the left side from Matthew Jones, and that's what Short will be probably upset that he missed out there. Just probably looking to paddle that there and get 4.
So Matthew Jones, gutsy from captain, and he backed his ability, came on and got the crucial wicket of Kirk Edwards. And there's always going to be some risk factor when you have the likes of Kirk Edwards taking on the bowling of Matthew Jones. And I mean, when you have 3 overs between Drakes and Harding to come, Wanderers really would think you need to capitalize on Matthew Jones, and that's probably where Kirk Edwards saw the situation. He needed to go after Jones, and unfortunately he found him directly into those big palms of his. So Wanderers behind the 8 ball now after losing wickets in quick succession of Stewart. But I'm telling you, Anthony, you mentioned Ian Boyce. If he bats like this continuously, a chance of a run out. If he continues to bat like this, he's hitting the ball extremely well.
Yeah, I think in terms of that wicket I just felt, I think that me personally, I see it as Kirk Edwards was playing that innings there, holding it together. I feel he needs to take it as deep as possible. He got 4 off of the first ball, get some singles, get some 2s in between there, and that over can go for 10 very easily without taking any more risks. Obviously, he took the risk there, looking to probably get another boundary. The ball probably a little further than he thought, and getting out there. But now here we see some rotation of the strike between Charles and Boyce, which is always needed right now, with the run rate still being under 9 runs or over. So if they can do that, and in between that, the occasional boundary, because that's going to be needed here, there's no reason why Wanderers can't get to this victory target here.
Final delivery coming up of Matthew Jones' spell. It's been an expensive one, gone at just about 8 runs and over, but what's the key thing there is when you have 160 runs on the board, he's picked up the crucial wicket of Kirk Edwards. Final delivery for Jones, and Boyce come forward. He wants to put the strike in the next over, but he's not going to get it there because the Carlton side, they did extremely well. And 116 for the loss of 6 at the end 14 overs. 50 more to get for Wanderers to go to the final.
Yeah, big pass here on these guys' hands.
And I think, sorry to cut you, Anthony, I think you can definitely see in the Carlton body language that they believe.
Yeah, they believe. Well, it didn't look that way when Drake's and Primus were at the crease. The chirping seemed to stop.
You're very critical of Carlton, Anthony.
Not necessarily being critical. I just didn't like what happened to young Williams in this day and age in cricket, where we talk about sportsmanship and being a gentleman's game. I don't think that was fair. I don't think Williams was looking to gain an advantage. He was just passing the ball from in front of him, and obviously somebody appealed, and in that situation the umpire doesn't have much choice but to give him out. But I feel like the captain also, he can take charge there in that situation and feel like, guys, we're not playing cricket in that manner, in that form, and no, let's look to get him out the correct way.
So Naeem Young, who's just picked up the wicket of Stewart in the previous over, is back, and this is a full one. Just be a single, but I think it's misfielded, and that's not something you're used to seeing. I believe it's Dominic Drakes down there. You would never usually see that from him. He's an excellent fielder in the outfield, and fielding that long on his usual position, that's a crucial misfield for Carlton. But Anthony, tell me, because I was obviously not here, and for some of the viewers that are now tuning in, was the ball moving or was it stationary when Rashawn Williams picked it up?
The ball was dead. He looked to turn it into the leg side. The ball was dead, and they had appealed for an LBW wicket.
This is well played by Charles. It's interesting to see how far he came across his stumps, and Boyce always looking for the second. And they get to. Oh, this is excellent running by these two. Really good running, and this is what's needed. The run rate is still manageable, and this is great awareness by these two. But continue the story about Rashawn Williams.
Yeah, he just looked to turn the ball into the leg side. And they seem to be making a change here in the outfield, the Carlton team. Drake's, he's been doing a lot of chirping today. And now he's being moved from a high traffic area, conceding 6 runs there in those 2 balls, which would be very good for the Wanderers to start this over, as Nicola Charles looks to get set here and bring victory for his team. But yes, Williams turned the ball into the leg side. The ball was just in front of him, and he just threw it to the fielder, and they appealed.
Well, you would think that if Wanderers can continue to pick up the twos, the ones and twos, that's all that's really required at this stage with 44 from 34. Get that to under run a ball, Anthony, with the likes of Sylvester Moore. You said Jordan Nels as well. I think, they've got 3 overs to navigate. Dominic and Keon Hart sing it because the tournament's best bowlers to date. And you can see Charles making a lot of room across his stump and probably changing the thought a bit, throwing the thought away of Naeem Young, the thought process, I should say, and just a good hint of change.
Yeah, scratchy touch, but move the ball around, hit the ball deep, so I'm sure if the ball comes in his area, he's going to look to have a pop.
What's key for Wanderers here, we've got Nikolai Charles, who's batted, both batsmen have batted 6 deliveries, but they look pretty set, and you need to be set on chasing runs. Oh, that's a glorious drive, and Charles is on his way, and a direct hit, I think he would have been gone. A bit of a collision between batsman and bowler. It was an excellent shot by Boyce, but straight to the man, and in the end he did not want the run. I still felt he could have got there.
Hit the ball pretty hard, man, straight to the fielder, picked it up cleanly. Boyce would probably be upset there that he didn't get it to the right or the left of the fielder there, because he probably would have got him for it, but the thing is, he's still there, got 7 in the over already. The thing is for him not to give it away. Oh, that's beautifully played by Ian Boyce.
Brilliant.
Beautifully played.
Touch player, Anthony, I credit you. The job is nowhere close to be finished, but you mentioned the caliber and quality of Ian Boyce. And it's not a good delivery by Naeem Young, who's caused some problems with for batsmen when he's bowled full. We just saw him.
Problems.
We just saw him get the wicket of Diego Stewart, bowling a full delivery on the stumps, and now he's varied, bowling back of the length outside the stump, and it was an excellent, good awareness to know that point was in the circle and then get the ball past him.
Yeah, I just think that his length a little wrong there, and the batsman some room in short term. He was able to just run it past third man and get 4.
10 runs off the over. That's an excellent over for Wanderers, who, remember, only need to go at just above 7 runs and over. It's 39 needed. Oh, sorry, it'll be 35 after that final boundary. No, 39 is correct. After that boundary goes in. So now we've got spin.
Currency back into the attack here, and Charles just plays that ball up. The fielder from extra cover runs, runner does the fielding, so another single to the score.
And that's all that's required here. Wanderers will know how good good of a position they are really in this game. And Kurt Edwards, I must take my hat off to him. He'll probably want to be there to finish the job. And that's a crowd catch. It's not going to be out. But Currency, he's got to pull it back. He was expensive at the start of the innings.
Yeah, he was. Jonathan Drake took a liking to him.
That's a good shot. Boyce is hitting the ball extremely well. Most of the ones, man, it's never easy to go into a big game like this, a massive semi-final, and hit from ball 1. But Boyce has definitely middled the ball, and I must credit the groundsman as well, because it goes down to how good the surface is as well. This is in the air. It won't carry.
Yeah, the guys, as I said, the guys come to practice every week. They get a chance to bat in the nets. Obviously, with the way how the team is set up, they can't bat high, but obviously they're coming here today and doing the job, which is all you want. You want to hold out your hand and say, yeah, I was there at the end to win the game for my team. And Boy tickles that ball there.
Well, it's not going to be 4. Dominic Drates is pretty quick and has a good throw, so he saves 2 runs for his team. And you can already sense the emotions are running high. You've got Anthony Merritt, captain of Wanderers, and he's obviously very frustrated with what would have went on before. I'm trying to keep him as settled as possible, but around us, Anthony, you've got the players. They're shouting. They want the win so badly. You've got the scorers. Everybody wants it, and this is good batting again from Boyce as he's hitting the ball in the gap, and there's going to be another 2. So Ian Boyce with the ball and now with the bat. He's doing the job for him.
Yeah, so they say he's an all-rounder. Not a bowler, a bowling all-rounder, a batting all-rounder. He is a genuine all-rounder. And if he may not stand out as much as in this star-studded side, like this Wanderers side, but he certainly is holding up his hand here and doing a job.
Well, if anyone would say that he would need to replace, he would have been replacing Jamar Trotman, who's now at Gladiola, the off-spin. I think he's got some big shoes to fill, seeing what Trotman is able to achieve in this season for Gladiola. And I think Boyce has done extremely well. You look at his bowling, he's picked up 2 for 11, 1 for 23 against Police. He's picked up 1 for 31. He's picked up a wicket in almost virtually every game. And he's bowled what's key to me is economical overs for his captain, Craig Brathwaite. And now, of course, Diego Stewart.
Yeah, to what you just said, different rules that he and Jamar Trotman play. Jamar Trotman is somebody that comes and bowl his 4 at the top and bowl very tight. But Ian Boyce is somebody that comes in and make it in the middle and lets the flight and get somebody that spins the ball and uses the wicket and his variations. So, and he's done that very well for the side here. Obviously, he would have been a part of the side that would have lost the finals last year in the Super 50. In the 50 over, sorry, against Wildy.
Oh, that's a big shot, but it's in the air, high in the air. A man comes underneath it and takes the catch. So Carlton celebrate. It's Keon Harding under it, and he's not going to make any mistake. He had just moved Dominic Drix from that position and takes the catch. So now it's up to Sylvester Moore and, of course, Ian Boyce. And I don't know if that was required, Anthony. You're almost at a run a ball, 32 from 24 deliveries, and I don't think that was the right length to target.
I don't think that was the shot there at all. I just think he needed to keep rotating straight, and I think if anything, Boyce had to be the one to go. I think Scratching needs to carry as deep as possible, keep deflecting and rotating straight, and getting Boyce on straight. But obviously he's out there, and I think Sylvester Moore is a new batsman going out here to join Boyce. Big job here for probably 2 of the younger guys in the side.
Now tell me about the Carlton innings. Mentioned for anyone now joining us, they had scored 153 and were allotted 7 penalty runs. 12 penalty runs. Wow. Was that due to the slow over it?
Yeah, they were over behind. Wanderers were over behind time, so They got the 12 penalty runs.
I just wonder if that will have a part to play in this innings. It's not something that you're usually used to seeing in T20 cricket, like international T20 cricket, but in this tournament, it's been a common factor, the over rate. So I'm just...
To what you just said there, Nikhil, not to cross you, sorry.
Go ahead.
Watching the IPL, which is going on right now, which I'm sure everybody has a keen eye on watching, in that, the teams take like 2 overs to bowl the 20 overs, and in between there,
2 hours,
still have 2 hours, to bowl the 20 in between there, still have the strategic timeout, so both sides. So to see here in this cricket where the grounds are small and with the balls and teams only having an hour and 25 minutes to gain the overs, I know you want teams to gain the overs, but I don't think teams will take very long to get them in either.
Quick runs stolen here, and Boyce has done extremely well. Yes, I agree with you, Anthony, and I think it's something that's played a part in a lot of big clashes this tournament. And you really want to get the most out of each team's bowling and batting. You don't really want the penalty runs, because those penalty runs, 12 runs is a lot of runs. You minus 12 runs from what Wanderers require now, and they will be cruising. So it's an extremely influential thing, but I'm waiting to see now when this innings is over what the umpires have to say if Wanderers require it.
Well, the decision has already been made, so Wanderers just have to get the runs.
No, but I mean, if Carlton will then be, if Wanderers will then awarded any penalty runs based on how Carlton are bowling their overs. I'm not sure about the timings, so we'll have to check on that for you. But there's all very interesting things happening here at Darwell's Road. In the semi-final encounter, everything's on the line, win or go home.
It's made for a very enthralling watch today.
Sylvester Moore did well to get off the mark straight away. You need to give Ian Boyce a majority of the strike. 30 from 21 deliveries. A couple twos, Anthony, and this is a different game.
Boundaries even. Oh no, Ian Boyce goes boom!
That is some.
Ian Boyce goes boom!
Ian Boyce, 9 young, way too full on that occasion. And you just sat down here, Anthony, and mentioned the boundaries. The Wanderers dugout is erupting. That will bring down the scenario by 6. And that's an excellent shot by young Ian Boyce.
Quality cricketer, I will say it again. Quality cricketer. It just happens that, as I said before, this star-studded Wanderers side, it means that certain people's roles go unmentioned.
You've got 8 runs from the first 3 deliveries. How does Young follow up? This is a good pull shot. But, of course, there's a man at deep mid-wicket. They want to, but they can't complete that one. So 9 of the over, and Anthony, again, they're going above the run rate.
Yeah, Ian Boyce, they're backing his skills. They're the ball in his area, hitting it onto the pavilion for 6. Very, as I said, very capable batsman. Hits the ball for 6 at practice every evening. He knows what he's capable of.
And they're, of course, the winner of this encounter will go up against the winner between UEA and Gladiola. And Sylvester Moore probably looking to hit that one down the ground and get a single. He's unable to. So Boyce needs the majority of the strike at this point.
Yeah, I agree, but Sylvester is no mug with the battle toe. Very, very capable batsman as well. We've got, as I said before, we're batting all down to number 11 with Jerry Mccallister, who believes he can hit the ball a good distance. His favorite shot being slog sweep. But as you said here, Nikhil, these big overs now are going to be bowled by
2 from Drake and 1 from Harding.
Yeah, the Barbados Pride contracted players.
And you have to really credit them for the bowling performance that they've put in. Harding, Drake, has bowled 2 overs, 1 for 6, and Harding is bowled extremely inexpensive for his side. Both of them have been the pick of the bowlers. We've seen Drake give away some runs in the field, but in terms of his bowling prowess, I wonder how if you are in Dominic Drake's shoes, where do you bowl to Ian Boyce, who's hitting the ball so well?
The best delivery I would say at this time right now is a Yorker.
We know how hard.
If you miss the length there.
Exactly. Extremely hard delivery to execute. However, you cannot put it past the skills of Dominic Drakes, who I think is an extremely talented individual. And I think he's very capable of nailing Yorkers. A lot of crowd in. Not as much as we saw against Empire, but a good crowd into, and it's great to see. And there you are on camera. It's great to see. The local cricket is taking an interest. Boys only interested in 1.
Yeah, the thing is to remember here that you can still get your 1s and 2s. The boundary ball will come, but to take it, try and get your 1s and 2s, the boundary, and take it as deep as possible. You still have 17 balls to get these 22 runs, which is very important for the likes of Jordan Niles and Jair Mccallister. Remember, if they have to go out there and bat as well.
Well, Anthony, I think you sound like you want to go out there. I think it's going to be an extremely close finish.
Me now, I won't want to bat.
Anthony, but you had a score this season in the intermediate side. What was it?
That's very incorrect. I just scored 3 not out. Nothing to shout home about.
Well, we know that you're abilities come in the captaincy and the thing. And this one is edged down to third man. And it's going all the way before. This is an excellent result if you're Wanderers, and you can hear it in the background. Sylvester Moore, he's given with, and you can see our scorer, Melissa SK there. She's getting on bad, as the Bajan Paralant says. It was a wide delivery, not what you want to be bowling by Dominic Drakes, and he had the arms to play on.
If you know Sylvester Moore, that is Sylvester Moore's shot. As the guys here reenact the shot here just played by Sylvester Moore. His bread and butter shot is a cut and a pull. So if you give as Smuts, as he's called, any room, he's gonna score.
No, he has to hold his nerve, Anthony. Yes, they're shouting, but Wanderers still require 18 runs. He's got to hold his nerve. As Dominic Drakes, how will he come back here? It's a good battle we have on our hands, and this is well done. They're shouting for every delivery. You would think you're at the Emirates Stadium.
We've just been informed that Gladiola have beat Huey today at the Rice's Oval.
That's a big result. We'll have, and we mentioned Jamar Trotman a couple minutes ago. He'll be in action in the final. The question will it be against his former team, or will it not? Dominic Drakes, he's been bowling around that good length area, but I'm sure he'll probably want to bowl a lot fuller. One fielding change, third man comes into the circle. Fine leg is on the boundary, and I think they're going to push. No, Shamar Springer at square leg. He stays into the circle. So Dominic Drakes want to make sure that he's got the correct field here to bowl to. That was an excellent boundary by Wanderers to now get 6 from the first 2 deliveries. It's all on the line here. This one now hit into the onside.
The leg side. Are they gonna get 2? Yes, they take 2. Brilliant running.
Not out. So this is really good running by boys, and they're shouting, but Wanderers are not home yet. Anthony, it's great to encourage. However, they need to hold their nerve. You don't want to put too much pressure on the batsman. And if you're a player in the middle now, how clear does your thought process need to be?
Very clear. You can't have any other thoughts on your mind. But I think we've seen so far from when Nicola Charles went to bat there, his mind was clear. Ian Boyce, and now it's Sylvester Moore. They're just looking to manipulate the field, get the balls into the gaps and run.
Credit to our cameraman Christian there. You got the $1 million face of Anthony Merritt on camera, and you can see how much emotion is packed into the dressing room as he motions the camera. Jordan Nels looks very nervous, but I can tell you he can bat, because I played a lot of under 13, under 15 cricket with him, and I was just batting ahead of him probably because I was the wicket keeper, but not because of skill. That's a full toss. It's down to third man. Down to third man. Boys, it's a bad delivery by Dominic Drakes. It's edged down to third man, and Wanderers pick up a crucial boundary in the scheme of things. What gem of innings this is by Ian Boyce.
As I said earlier, let's not discredit those innings that Rashawn Primus and Jonathan Drakes played, getting Wanderers ahead of the run rate. So it meant Kurt Edwards was able to settle down and bat, and it meant too that Ian Boyce, when he came up to bat, he still had 40-something balls left to bat. He could get himself in, get in, and then when the ball's in his area, score. Obviously, they've taken 12 from this over, Nikhil, if I'm correct.
Well, 8, 9, yes, 12, and 1 delivery still to come. And of course, it's not over yet. 11 from 13 balls. You've got to get back to strike if you're Ian Boyce here. He surely can't get out. Oh, he just misses, and it's a wide signal by the umpire. Yes, it did seem a bit wide, and Wanderers are cheering every single run, and you can definitely tell the emotions are pumping. Anthony Merritt can barely contain it in himself. I'm struggling, my heart is racing, but what more could you ask from a semi-final encounter?
Very much so, Nikhil, and it just goes to show every man has a role to play. Every man has a role to play. Ian Boyce is showing it here. Sylvester Moore standing up and batting here with him as well.
The job is not finished. The job is not finished, Anthony, as Drakes, a lot on the line, does extremely well, boys, to get back the strike. Surely they don't want to, because you don't want to be taking any risks at this stage. It will be 9 to get from the last 2 overs, Anthony. It's touch and go stuff here at Darrow's Road.
Yes, but this is made for some very brilliant to watch here.
Yes, it's extremely entertaining, highly entertaining. And now less than a row. I mentioned with Jamar first, and now with you. When it was about 39 from 30 deliveries, all you needed to do was bring the intensity that Ian Boyce did to the crease, and he was really hard on those 2s, and now getting it under to a run a ball 9 from 12, and surely with 3 wickets in the hut, you would expect Wanderers to get over the line, Anthony.
Rotation of strike has been key in this innings. All they need now is ones and twos, singles, especially when it comes down to the field set. You saw just there with third man up, the full toss that Ian Boyce would have received, and slashing hard and getting four. So it's just for the batsmen to keep for Ian Boyce and Sylvester Moore to keep things simple. Don't try anything. Get the gaps are available there to get your ones and your twos and keep rotating.
Well, in other news, Carlton, they've crashed out of one competition. That's the intermediate. Sorry, they've been beaten by St. Catherine.
Yes, my good friend Maxwell Lewis is captaining that St. Catherine side.
We'll have to see if this Carlton team can stay in the competition. It's Keon Harding, all the pressure's on. That's a good ball, and it's going out to the boundary. Would you believe it? Wonders Cricket Club have resurrected themselves after losing early wickets. What a comeback this is by Ian Boyce. And it's 4 runs. Anthony Merritt, 5 required for victory.
What did I say, Nikhil? What did I say? Ian Boyce is a quality cricketer. But obviously, where there's so much cricketers around in Barbados that some of these guys that he would have played on the 19th for Barbados, he was going to school in Trinidad, so he wasn't necessarily playing cricket here. But you come back and see the quality that he has. We need to remember these players as well.
Well, cricket is a game where funny things happen, Anthony, and I just don't want to celebrate too early. It has to be when Wanderers finally get over the line. This is another attempted Yorker hit into the onside. That's going to only be a single because Dominic Drakes is out there. It's now 1 boundary, 1 hit away, 4 from 10 deliveries. If you're Sylvester Moore, do you go for it or do you get Boyce back on strike?
I'm just looking to get another single. You got 10 balls to get 4 runs. Singles. Keep things simple. Simple. I always say cricket is a very simple game, but sometimes we can make it very hard on ourselves.
I just wonder when Christian, you can see the packed arena here at the Darrows Road. I want him to just pan the Wanderers dugout because you can see the real emotion in every single ball bowled here, and it's really, you have to credit the Ian Boyce innings, and it's now 4 to get. Of course, the job is not finished. I've seen some funny things. Wanderers have got only 3 wickets in the hut, but you would expect Sylvester Moore, who's done extremely well, to get them over the line. And so well dug out Yorker, well bowled by Keon Harding. You've got to execute the plans, and he did that to Moore, and Moore did extremely well to play that delivery.
Yeah, he's really executed 3 good Yorkers here in this over. Obviously, one being inside edge down to the boundary for 4. So another dot ball, so it means Wanderers now need 4 from 9.
They won't be too worried about the amount of balls because they've got those 2 boundaries mean that they've got some time to play with. However, we've seen with the Kings 11 Punjab, you don't want to let things get too close. Keon Harding now. Oh, what a shot that is! What a shot that is! Oh my goodness! Through cover! Would you believe it? Would you believe it? Wonders are finalists of the BCA T20 Cup. And it's pure scenes. Sylvester Moore, what a shot through cover as they wait to see if the game has been completed. The scores have it. Wanderers have gotten over the line. What a thunderous drive through cover to get Wanderers over the line and put them in the finals.
Sylvester Moore there with a fantastic cover drive there to the offside as the Wanderers boys here jump for jubilation pavilion and now run downstairs as they get to the final, defeating defending champions Carlton.
What a result! And you would say, Anthony, you would describe it as fitting after what happened to Rashawn Williams. They all run on the field. What a result that is for Wanderers.
Well, just to add, I think today is Miss Bell's birthday, so I'm sure she'll be very happy with this victory here.
And it is the resident score of Wanderers. Susan Bell has got the perfect birthday gift. Rashawn Williams is highly animated, and you would expect that from him after being unluckily given out. But what a win this is by Wanderers. What do you think this comes down to, Anthony?
As I said earlier, karma. I believe in karma. Wanderers played extremely well here today.
Well, I'm not an alcoholic, so I don't know why Gary Bell is giving me a drink. But I don't drink alcohol. Anthony does for sure, and he'll probably have a few to celebrate this victory. But for the Carlton side, they had it in their grasp when you would think when they took the wicket of Jonathan Drakes and Roshan Primus, who so much of the batting depended on. But you speak about that next man up mentality, Anthony. Ian Boyce, 34 from 21 deliveries. Kurt Edwards also got 34. what a victory it is for Wanderers to put them at a chance to reckon for the BCA T20 Cup.
As I said earlier, this batting is deep. Sylvester Moore probably would not have batted much this season. At the start of the season, it was said he was going to be playing intermediate and keeping down there, but it just so happened that Jonathan Drakes got injured, so it meant that Sylvester Moore had to go up and keep in the elite side. He probably only batted like twice this season, but he's showing his class there. That ball, 2 balls in his ear and he scores, man.
Now talk to me about, in terms of the next man up mentality. You've alluded to it a bit today. Wanderers have lost 3 of their massive players. And Raymond Rifa, who did extremely well in the quarterfinals, to get them here, scoring 26 and taking 3 wickets. Shane Mosley scored 56 opening the batting. And Craig Brathwaite, who's been the best captain probably of this tournament, leading his team to undefeated record. You lose the 3 of those and you would think surely Carlton must get the win here. But what about that next man up mentality?
I wouldn't say that at all. Wanderers have been the side who have been undefeated this season, and they have showed why that. Here we have Ian Boyce here, who's just walked into the pavilion after playing a big man innings there. Partnered by Sylvester Moore, who now walks into the pavilion as well. Jordan Nels, the fast bowler, is absolutely ecstatic.
And I must credit you, Anthony, because you mentioned, when Jamar Lane asked you about it, you mentioned the batting prowess of Ian Boyce, and he's definitely lived up to what you said. I think you should have bet some money on him.
I should have had the kill, but yes, I know what these guys are capable of. I've suffered at the hand of them. As Jordan Nels here keeps some noise here in the pavilion, as he was eager and ready to go there, friends had to come.
Yes, well, Anthony, you really have to credit Wanderers on what's been an excellent display of cricket. It's a gutsy performance by them, and what a day of cricket we've had. You don't want anything else if you are here watching at Darrow's Road or even on the stream joining us today. You've 65 of you. It's been pretty consistent throughout the day. I want to thank each and every one of you for watching as we just go through the scorecard once again.
Wanderers Gladiola final, let's get that in there.
I would love to do some commentary for it. We have to see if Bell Imagery, who's done a stellar job today, if they can get something sorted out. But that's going to be a blockbuster final. But just before we move too far, as Coach Ricky Clark, I'm going to have an interview, a chat with him, because he's really done extremely well to lead this team to the final. He's been an stellar coach. Let me just give you the scorecard. Green was bowled by Drakes for 3, Williams for 5, after he was controversially given out. Jonathan Drakes, 26 from 14 deliveries, and Rashawn Williams, you would think those two would have carried the game to the end. However, excellent piece of bowling by Keon Harding to get the 2 dismissed. Kurt Edwards, he made 34 in the innings that looked to carry the game away, but yet again it was Matthew Jones who got a wicket, the crucial wicket of Kurt Edwards. And then we had Diego Stewart bowled by Young for 6, and finally Ian Boyce, probably today's man of the match. Well, you would probably have to put that down to him and Kurt Edwards. Kurt Edwards, who bowled and got 4 wickets and of course made 34. He's probably my man of the match. But Ian Boyce at the end there, holding his nerve, marshalling the run chase for Wanderers, and surely they'll be overjoyed with this display of batting here. It's been an excellent performance by them. The bowling figures for Carlton: Dominic Drakes, after bowling 2 overs for just 6 runs, his final over went for 14 runs. He bowled 3 overs, 1 for 20. Currency, 4 overs, none for 44. The most expensive bowler for Carlton, Name Young, got 2 wickets but 42 runs to his name in his 4 overs. He was at 10.5 runs per over. Keon Harding, 3.3 overs, 2 for 21. And finally, Matthew Jones picking up the wicket of Kurt Edwards, 1 for 32. It's all scenes here at Wanderers Darrow's Road. Wanderers have held their nerve and have gotten over the line to put this team in the final. Susan Bell, happy birthday to you. What a excellent birthday gift. You have to attest this to an excellent performance by Wanderers. As Christian stands in front of me, wants to wrap it up. Folks, stay locked on to the page. Anthony Merritt, final comment from you, and then I'll close it out. What a performance by Wanderers.
Yeah, very keenly contested semi-finals here today between Wanderers and Carlton, and at the end of the day, Wanderers' depth in batting showing out. And they get this victory today and they'll be on to the finals to play against Gladiola.
Well, we'll have to see if that depth and bowling prowess can take Wanderers over the line in the BCA T20 Cup, when they will challenge Gladiola for the championship, a chance to win a cup that they've won. They've just knocked out defending champions Carlton from the competition. Folks, that's all from us. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining the stream today. Thank you to Bell Imagery and to all the persons making this possible. Christian Best, the cameraman for today's excellent work, and of course the commentary team. On behalf of Nikhil Utamchanan, we've got Anthony Merritt, Adam Brown, and of course Shane Jones. We've also had
Jamar Lane.
Yes, Jamar Lane as well. So it's been a great production, and Wonders get over the line in the end. Stay tuned to the Wonders Facebook page for some great content coming from today's play. But that's all for now, folks. Thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you for the highly anticipated final.